adamant with the way they play this game. A slow-rolling Liquid Stampede. It's compromised Sekai's playstyle. Sure, early in the game, he had that one flyby.
Yeah.
Stolen turtle from Fabian, but since then, he's been working hard. He's been struggling. Wait here. Caught out. Some balls in his face. Dashing out. They baited another feathered airstrike.
Know about that, Cram? Eye for an eye out. That's another. Now Ran cuts him off.
Oh,
Stormy's
no.
in the bush right now. Goes in for Chicky. Purify implosion from Winnie.
And he does enough damage, and there's the kick. Yums now on air. Cheeky, they flicker back.
Yums very low. Aaron, no, that's another Skies. Gets a soul sever on Yehezkiel, but Aaron Chicky is able to claim the kill back. That's another. Not connecting on the Yums. Fabian getting a bit more of the HP. Feathered airstrike. No more to come.
No more to come through. Doesn't have that flicker forward, but Innocent might want more, keeping him in check, but they're gonna get back to base. Again,
Wait a second.
Oh, hold on. Still gonna go. Aaron dropping the glorious path.
see?
Gonna chase him down. Innocent at the front side. Oh, and Yums is gone.
Sky Piercer. Oh, Innocent almost getting the goal from a mile away.
Flavor Fave. Coming in like the Flash. Quick as light. Punching someone and backing out. Still keeping Liquid ID in the lead. You cannot deny the damage here by Innocent. It's just that they can't finish the job. So many of Selangor Giants' counter punches, engages, lead to Liquid ID. Their members just walking away.
And that's what I love about the lineup that TLID has here, because of the fact that, yeah, if Witty is a distraction or he wants to get kicked, let's say they do, but then they have the RWM to rely on, but also a glorious pathway. And that's why it's actually so difficult for SRG to cap out those kills or look for those follow-ups in certain situations.
So far, the story of game number 1, SRG using the map to their advantage, but slowly and surely, Team Liquid ID understand, hey, if we ignore Cram, we leave him to the devices and we win these fights, the map will eventually belong to us. Aran catches Yums here, does not have a flicker for about 20 seconds. This should be a go signal for Liquid ID.
They're going to start it up, but also the positioning.
Yep, up top, up top.
Again, up top.
1v1, Fabian up against Cram. He might actually be solo kill here. Gets up barely with Revitalize 2. So final blow and Revitalize, 2 big resources out for Cram.
Already going to be out here, so they'll start up the Lord off of that. Aran and Yehezkiel waiting to set things up on this point.
Massive bush presence here by SRG, concealed from both sides, dropping the glorious pathway. Lord at half health.
No glorious pathway. RWM though, locking Yums down inside of the immobility field. Stormy still going over to poke Yums, losing immortality. For that airstrike coming down, as Yehezkiel's able to escape. That's a shove.
No, already
Witty!
there's a setup with the implosion.
When he gets the implosion, Cram has kited away. Now the Lord, Fabian goes for it. Gets the Detonata to claim the Lord, and Skies too.
He gets the kill, he gets the Lord, and Innocent will be able to kick Witty. But now Aaron Shiki might want more, and they back off. What a play coming through.
The untouchable one helps secure the Lord. Fabian, he's lost a major objective early on in the game with the help of his long-term friend. He's able to hold out.
God.
Do they see Stormy? They push him out of the bush. They're in control.
Stormy was looking for that, man. He was
He
hunting.
knew it. Oh! Almost a goal.
Blood Wings! Blood Wings, keep it inside!
That's, you get the damage check there. Innocent.
So far, Innocent third in the gold ranking, so you know his arsenal is up to snuff. It's just the battle mobility, the speed at which Team Liquid ID responds, and the angles that they're coming from is too much for Selangor Giants. Honest to goodness, angles. It's been a tough 20 minutes for SRG.
It almost seems like, though, even though Liquid win the team fights, they can't really siege. It's just so, I mean, the clear is really good for SRG, but they're always staggered. The death timers, they will be able to get tier 2 up top in the mid lane. Whoa! Fabian on Stormy! Whoa! Fabian! I want to go solo kill you! He said it to King Kong, but he got it on Stormy!
Not in front of Mama Stormy. That's the first death of Stormy, the mage prodigy, folded in half. 40 seconds off the map. That's TikTok timers.
That's TikTok timers right now. Mid-wave pushing in. They might be able to go ahead and try to get this turret off of that kill.
All right, at least mid is going to break the conceal here.
Innocent poke down, but that's another. Cram jumping with the final blow. That's the way the Dragon lock on down with a Revitalize.
And Aaron Shiki still the front of it all. Gets into the Revitalize to heal back up. They got the mid turret. And they're going to be happy with that. Now focusing on the top side.
So far, so good. Mission accomplished for the young Stallions as SRG reel in defense. They do not have their artillery mage, but they have to play it safe. Again, the damage on Innocent is an imminent threat.
And again, Stormy He's done so good throughout the game, not getting taken out, and that's just how fast it can happen if Fabian finds him. I mean, even looking at the items, that's why he was able to burst. I mean, look at that. Divine Glaive, has the Wishing Lantern, Holy Crystal, Starlium Scythe, and the Wings. And if he picks a target on the backside, they are going to get taken out very quickly. So now SRG has to keep that in mind as they approach this next objective take.
A steady gallop by Team Liquid ID into a dominant position. They dealt major damage, permanent damage to the mid lane as Liquid ID now approach a 6,000 gold lead. I'll tell you now, it's just a matter of time before another inhibitor falls, because it's so dangerous for SRG to take this fight. Fabian, I think, has Cram's number. Fabian understands what Cram wants to do.
He does. Lord's coming up here. And I think that is the thing. You know, they have to wait for that Lord because of TLID's lineup. But we've seen the struggle, man. The Granger and the range, you know, trying to siege into bases. But they did get that one down. But they're going to start at the Lord here.
Not to mention how difficult it is for Sakai's to find an angle. Aran coming through.
He's trying to do the same thing.
This time he has the escape tool. Purifies all up, all battle spells for both these teams, Liquid and SRG. Up top though, the slow push hasn't really been dealt with just yet.
They're going to start it up again, reset for now. Cram's still up on that top side. And this is even the obstacle that SRG faces. You know, Yums has to take that chance. He does have an immortality, but they wait a little bit longer. It's going to be started up still. Fabian works on it. Feathered Airstrike already dropped down, but that's just going to force a reset again on the Lord here.
Great damage onto Aaron Shiki. Oh, a shot from Witty to catch Yums there. Final blow into the back line. Aaron Shiki's able to kite away, revitalize as well. Witty with a implosion on the skies.
Aaron Shiki's still alive. Yehezkiel on the defense as well. They're going to be zoned out from the team as Aaron goes down. And now SRG, clear signal to start up the Lord.
Over and over again, SRG have done this. No matter what the lead, they can find a comeback. Yums finds a kick.
No one's there to follow it up though. Now Fabian, the balls from Innocent. Hurting real bad. Witty has the immortality. Has a real ablation. Innocent able to slide tackle out. Skies gets the kill for their airstrike.
And they're going to back off. Fabian might want more though. Does check it, has the shield too. But SRG fought for that Lord, and they'll get it.
Gold be damned. SRG don't care. They know that they have the utility. They know they have the damage. And they have kited the Lord long enough for Stormy to somehow end up with another feathered airstrike. And now they're in the best shape they've ever been in the past 10 minutes.
After that, this is now SRG's chance to go ahead and march towards those base turrets of TLID. Again, what we've seen for the majority of this game is their advantage. And what is that advantage? That's the range that comes with it. And even for Cram, just to mess up the backside here, the back line, Fabian chasing him down, keeping him in check. Witty holding on to that immortality. Can they defend this?
Big Lord marching up top. SRG escorting a wave in mid. Something's gonna break here. So far, Cram has always been able to compromise Aaron Shiki's positioning. Look at this, the map is red.
How do you deal with Innocent? Feathered airstrike to poke them down. The Lord not charging just yet. Witty trying to hold it as much as possible, but he will be able to charge down up top. Cram with Revitalize, getting more of that HP sustained. Witty gonna be chunked as well to half HP.
Now working on the mid turret, Conceal already gonna be used. Sakai's on the wings. Still takes a shot at Aaron Shiki, and now they drop it down.
RWM Innocent to be very low. Fabian! The Usurper dives in. That's a stun from Skies, but it will not be of use. No one there to follow it up. Skies gonna be chunked low. Fabian again onto Cram.
Gets the double, and they take out Sakai's as well. TLID stays on the defense and comes out on top of it.
Oh, that is comebackable. That's 3 down.
Oh no,
They're going for it.
Fabian with the Cram. How are you gonna escape? You cannot. Fabian is an absolute monster.
He's a menace right now, and they're looking to end the game at this point. They're gonna run it down the mid.
Yums, can he defend? 1 versus 5. Ajiku no lands on 3, but TLID with the steady stampede will continue to secure game 1.
There's only so much the multi-time champion and multi-time M-Series competitor Yums could do against the whole cavalry here. Team Liquid ID, first on the board, game 1.
25 minutes, 24 seconds in. A slow burn, but a showcase of just peak MLBB back and forth between both these teams here.
Fabian, the man we saw in MPL ID, seems to have vanished in the Swiss stage, in the knockout stages. But I guess he came here today.
He definitely has changed his game, and Liquid ID are thankful for it. SRG, they got to figure out how to fix that. Long game here. What do you guys think, LaFell?
I want to solo kill you. And honestly, he did that to basically everyone, man. Maybe with a Joy. He goes in. If he has enough damage, he'll stay. The moment he's like, okay, this is too much, he backs away. You can't tell me that the Fabian Joy, that was a good first pick.
Yeah, you got to put some respect on it, right? I think it's about time that we see a little bit more of a harder counter. Maybe a Fredrin, maybe a Belleric, because so far, it's just been so crucial.
Your time, Trex. Talk about the Fredrin.
I don't know. I'm just a caster, man. I don't know anything, you know? I mean, I didn't know that Fredrin was 100% against Joy the other day. I didn't know that it just worked against it, you know? I didn't know that Suyo's lost more games to Joy than he's won against Joy. But hey, I don't know. But it is game one. It's game one. And we got to hype up TLID a little bit because they did amazing. And Fabian did catch those hands at least 1 point, 1v1 with each member of the team.
Yeah.
At some point, he got every one of them. Even at the end there, it was practically a 1v2, and he came out on top against Stormy and Witty. So, I mean, it was a good game.
I'll admit, Fabian, one of the best Joys I've ever seen. He's got such fast fingers, creative angles to really disposition people in the middle of the fight. But there's a bigger story that needs to be told here. And I think, unfortunately for SRG in this game one, did not play at their best. There was a lot of missed mechanics and unfortunate mistakes that were being made, a lot of which could have been solved with items. When we look at the item builds here, notice, Aaron Shiki, straight up, whenever we need to start pushing for the bases, let's switch on over the Rapid Boots because I don't need anything else. But the Athena Shields was such a powerful proponent to make sure that Stormy can't get away with that Genius Wand.
For me, there's two items we gotta look on Fabian here. If you're squishy, you don't have a lot of HP, the Holy Crystal will deal a lot of damage. But if you build tank, like Cram on this Benedetta, then the Wishing Lantern is gonna deal a lot. So right now, Fabian has the build for both problems. If you're tanky, I got you. If you're squishy, I got you. This simple itemization of the Wishing Lantern into his 6 items made it so that he can literally 1v1 anyone.
It's just too difficult to handle overall, right? If we're looking at the items from SRG's side, you can even notice that Cram, initially, I want to go full tank, realizes the Radiant Armor doesn't really do anything for him, and now he has to threaten the backline, which is why he switched over to Malefic Roar plus the Hunter Strike.
Yeah, and then you see the Sky Piercer on Aaron Shiki too, the lethality, man. Just able to deal massive damage and take out members when they were low for SRG to make up where Fabian could not. Even Innocent, right? He picks up the Hawk's Claws, then he goes into the Malefic Gun. He tries to have a little bit of range and sustainability to hold himself off, but the untouchable Aaron Shiki was such a threat.
Yeah, I mean, and then even there's the precaution when you look at some of these emblems, right? Aaron Shiki goes for the Tenacity. Yehezkill goes for the Tenacity, knows what SRG can bring in terms of damage, and that even translates into that Athena shield. I mean, there was a lot of respect on the side of TLID of the damage and the dive potential that SRG was going to bring, and TLID was completely prepared for it.
A bit of a question here, Trex. I already know the answer. I just want you to release all of your angst here. See you against the Joy. Not good to see you pick, huh?
I mean, if you're gonna take it slow like SRG did in the beginning of that game, not at all. If you're gonna bring out the Suyo against the Joy, you need to somehow get a kill onto that Joy early on, or get kills into the gold lane somewhere so that the Suyo is getting ahead, because eventually that Joy is going to catch up, and if you're not ahead in mid game, you're losing out every single 1v1 you take against it.
Trex, I'm gonna remind you, we paneled a game where Sakai's was 3 levels down on a Joy.
And still
1v1.
Still won the 1v1. 3 levels down.
3 levels down. It was against Syzygy. So, again, just saying, maybe not the best choice. But now, we gotta go with a Flavor Fave. Fabian here. MVP on that Joy. Well deserved. I 1v1 all of you.
Oh boy, look at him. He's even got the pose for it. Especially playing a Joy, he's got slick moves. He's really intelligent with the way that he plays around his team on top of his item build. He is a master of these assassins. A GPM at 8-0-1 as well.
But look at the damage. We don't always see junglers doing this kind of damage. This is gold laner damage, 124,000. How did we miss that? 124,000 damage.
He wants to solo kill everybody, and I think we got to see a little bit of that today in game number 1. This is a, what, 25-minute game?
Oh, yeah.
And this is only the first match of the series.
I mean, you got to give it to the rest of the team. The two big proponents of it is JessNoLimit and as well as Iran. JessNoLimit is also, for some reason, taking care of Favian's jungle. Initially, I would have imagined that, yes, you have pressure with Benedetta, and now you have Cram giving information so that Skies can steal away and invade. But no, JessNoLimit ensured that he could protect somewhat of the creeps on his side of the map. And Iran, just impeccable ults, dropping it down, cutting them off, and T-boning them right in the right place.
I feel like TLID had such a good plan from the very beginning. In draft, we target Cram. In game, we make sure that Sekais can't do a whole lot because we know as if all of their baskets are just an innocent, it's okay. We don't just need Aaron Shiki to do well. We have Fabian, we have JessNoLimit, and Team Liquid ID made sure that at least Fabian done well, and that's just outside of Aaron Shiki's 8-1-4. You know, that's just outside of JessNoLimit also barely dropping any deaths. They brought the whole package to the table. Something that we saw from SRG in their last series, TLID performs much better in this series.
I like that you brought up the draft here because that was going to be one of my questions, especially to Trex. What is the real effect here? Where you ban out Cram, what's the effect for SRG that made it so that they couldn't win against TLID in game number 1?
Well, I think that with them banning out Cram, it's not like they did completely ban out Cram.
Yeah.
But they banned out his tanky, the things that are going to give Fabian a problem if he picks Joy, the things that are going to give Aaron Shiki a problem when he's on this Granger. They ban out the Hilda, they ban out the Phoveus, they ban out the Gato Kacha. You know, all these tanky boys that are going to dive into that back line. They're going to get the taunt. They're going to be a nuisance, things that Cram does an amazing job on. You know, and that's just the initial answer. And yes, the Benedetta was good. There were some great plays on it, but it wasn't what they needed in that game.
Well, actually, I do think that regardless, his only two options were either playing something slower like Ruby or ending up on a Khalid with the Benedetta. Either or, they do exactly the same thing, but Benedetta's just a little slipperier. Overall, I think the biggest problem was just the missed mechanics, right? The scale of mistakes from the side of SRG is a lot higher when you have heroes with such high mechanics compared to a simpler, easier to pull off composition like TLID, with the only exception being Favian.
Yeah, now we are looking at a quote, the growing strive from the championship, as we are looking at Sekais playing at Axiata Arena as the Malaysian representative is one of my biggest goals. Initially, I focused on doing my best and didn't set my expectations on winning the championship title. At the time, I saw M6 as an opportunity to gain experience. However, now that we've come this far, my determination to win M6 has grown even stronger.
Ooh, thoughts from such a young player, right? It shows the perspective. You're not coming in here to win, but then eventually something turns inside of you and that fire starts to burn.
Yeah, I feel like this is a look into Sekai's character because he's a pretty humble guy. Like, whenever something goes wrong, he feels like he was the one that made a mistake, right? To the point where people ask, like, hey, was it your mistake? It's like, yeah, it was my mistake. I got to step up. I got to perform better. And I feel like that kind of, like, it's a bad mentality to have, to like, it's always your fault, but at the same time, he takes action. And I feel like that's what makes it okay, because he, no matter what, will grow stronger and stronger. So after game number 1, this first loss, we'll see how he grows from that. Will he maybe step away from the CEO? I don't know. Just saying.
Well, he had a lot of spicy moments in that game. There's even a point out of Turtle Play where he just walks up on 4 members. I got the retribution, no worries. I don't need the team at all. I'll take that for grabs.
I feel like this might just be one of the few situations similar to MPL MY Season 14. He definitely had a bit of a slower run during that season, but he had one talk with Azora Vecchi and something snapped inside of him. I'm expecting something of that sort happening here today. I'm just not sure whether it's just going to be on this this very first game, or is it going to happen just at match point?
Well, here's the thing, because this is SRG game. luxury meets gaming with Paris' first M6 Swiss watches. A special jewelry collection for Jushin and Mia is available as well. And you guys can see on my finger, I got the Stormy ring. Stormy's my boy. I believe in my boy. I feel like they can come back, but seriously, the watch, I'm Green Fairy. You got Black Fairy over there with Gideon Q. And apparently, this is a detail that I didn't notice, but on the watches, apparently for you, there's roles, and for me, there's ranks.
Absolutely. With each
yeah.
different fairy
Like this
Swiss
is our
watch,
ranks.
each of them have their own little thing. The white one is the one that I thought looked pretty cool, but then I looked at it, it's like it just shows dates, so it's kind of like, all right. But we've got little Easter eggs within each one of these watches. Go check out their jewelry while you're at it. Are you already grabbing a snack, LaFell?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, for sure. I kind of feel like we already opened one. Did we finish that? Did we finish that? But anyways, Hello Panda for your games with Hello Panda Crunchy Biscuits. I swear we had one open. Where is it?
We finished it. Or I finished it.
He's not innocent. He's guilty.
I'm opening up this one. We don't have a lot here. Actually, no, I take that back. I just
Let's just
actually tried. We had a lot of
we
but
have
now,
a lot.
Magic Chess Go-Go, a multiplayer strategy game now soft-launched in Malaysia and Singapore. Pre-registration is now underway to outer APAC regions. You want to take the rest? I want to eat.
Yeah, man, this is exactly how he gets when he eats Hello Panda, man. The energy just rises. No need for fast fingers, though. Strategy and luck are your keys to victory. Team up with your favorite heroes and strategize with your friends. Wherever, whenever. Put your strategies to the test and what else, Trex? Outsmart?
Outsmart your opponents.
And that's what we got to see today in this series between both, between TLID and SRG. How's the Hello Panda?
First of all, Trex, that's how I feel whenever someone's like, hey, what color is this? That's what I feel.
Yeah, how did your voice change? What did this Hello Panda do to you guys?
His voice acting classes have been paying off.
Oh, yeah, you're right. But honestly, as these games go by, the stress is only going to build up. So I hope something is going to change, especially when it comes down to the draft. I don't know whether they're going to stay on the same side like they did in their previous matchup against Team Spirit, but maybe we could see a couple of changes within at least the first phase of the draft.
Either ways, you got to give respect to Fabian, man. Like that guy on that Joy,
Yeah.
dude, that was electrifying. That was a little bit too much.
I do want to agree with Gideon, though, a little bit, because that game did still feel very much in SRG's hands. Both teams didn't play that game perfectly. They had some sloppy mess-ups here and there. In the end, though, TLID capitalized on the biggest mess-ups.
And now we have an end chat from Hughes. How do you feel about having a big crowd here to support SRG? He's
Say, hearing the crowd cheer us on really hyped us up during the game. When we secured a turtle, it wasn't just us cheering for Skies. The crowd cheered for us too. I'm glad to all the fans who rooted for us. Please keep supporting us.
Man, he sounds 40 years younger already, man. Good impression of Yums.
How old is he?
Huh? Don't worry about it. Don't think about it too hard. Overall, I can definitely understand, especially for like a Malaysian player. We weren't exactly considered to be one of the stronger regions for a pretty long time until only very recently within this year itself.
Yeah, you guys had your big pop-off, right? And it's been smooth sailing. I mean, either way, however this ends, SRG has showed that they are monsters on the world stage, right? But I don't think we count them out just yet. Like I said in the beginning, I think we got a long haul ahead of us. That last game was too close for this to just be a sweep by one of these teams.
Yeah, I think the last game kind of showed us it was a battle of the micro, right? A battle of the small engagements, a little push, a little pull here and there between Humes trying to get the setups, Cram trying to get setups on opposing sides, and now as we are going to be jumping into the draft, we got to ask the question, how does SRG dig their way out of this, right? I mean, they talked about being
I hear a Joy ban.
the advantage. You heard the Joy ban.
Yep.
There we go, off to a good start.
And TLID is the one banning out. They know how strong Joy first pick is, Rex.
Yeah, do you think they ban the Suyo as well here?
Ooh.
You think they just like, that way you don't get Blue Yo, you don't get Joy, then it just leaves nothing but like Hayabusa, a few other options.
By the way, SRG is the one that banned Hilda.
Yeah. This is a little interesting, right? I don't know if TLID is still going to go for the 3 bans towards 1 dedicated role, maybe even a 4th one in the second phase. But the fact is, SRG is now first pick coming around in this game, and TLID is coming in as second pick on that red side. The fact that they got rid of the Hilda means that, honestly, Cram was kind of okay. He wasn't, the big reason why they kind of dropped the ball in game number 1. I would imagine they want to get a better jungle matchup this time around, and they also banned out the Bruno.
So SRG, they're on their first pick this time. We haven't seen them ban the Hilda. They go for the Hilda because they're always second pick. At least that's what they've been today. So I think this time they respect the swing back, right? They know that TLID is going to get 2 picks back. So it's like, we're not going to give you the Hilda. We're not going to give you the Bruno. But TLID is smart enough to say, fine, you can either have Blue Yo or you can have Granger. You choose, sir.
Difficult question, both of which are very popular between these teams.
Yeah, definitely very popular, but both have their own dynamic, their own flavor they bring into the game. You have the Granger, you see it deal massive damage. We've seen exactly what that can do, especially into the hands of Innocent, right? Breaking records with this hero. But then you're talking about other heroes that can definitely walk in. That could be a threat. You could try and go in. Oh, nope, there it goes.
Go for the Granger, because even if they get Blue Yo, or now it's Red Yo, Suyo, SRG can still pick up the Hayabusa, which they've done very well against Suyo with.
Does that mean that they're going to go for an early game composition, right? Because again, you know that Granger is going to pop off once he hits level 4. He can basically win out a majority of his lane as long as he's hitting his Death Sonata shots. But we're not seeing the big enablers. I'm not seeing that Jawhead come through just yet. I'm not seeing like heavy early game pressure. Until we see the Hayabusa plus Jawhead, I'm not going to believe it.
That's exactly what I was thinking, right? It's Haya Jawhead unless TLID takes something here. It's very similar to what we saw from them on blue side against Team Spirit, on red side on Team Spirit, second pick for you, LaFell. On second pick against Team Spirit, it's just a little bit of a switch up. TLID decides to go for Yves, Suyo.
Oh, okay, so this Eve pickup, they're going to have some artillery, they're going to have some range at their disposal for the side of TLID. But for SRG, right, now you get the chance to get Cram and Yumes comfortable. They want to get something that can get to that back line, especially going up against this Eve. The Gatot is a hot pick, especially into the hands of SRG, and definitely up for grabs, especially with them taking off the Hilda from the board. Could be a threat. The Cho is available as well. Both
the Jawhead.
Some wise decisions. The Jawhead also up for grabs.
Jawhead Haya, that's where I would say. That's what they've been doing with this comp.
I mean, if the jungle is flexible, I would even be okay with Jawhead Gatot, you know?
Actually, that's not a bad shot because inevitably you want to still hold on to that flex pick, right? You don't want to just be so honest and say, hey, we're playing early game, counter us in the second phase.
Oh.
But I'm going to go Haya Glue instead.
But you still get some options. You can still switch up your roamer. And I think the Jawhead would have had a little bit of trouble with the Yves, kind of. So,
yeah, true.
I mean, it's comfortable at least. And now you can still switch up, pick whatever roamer you want. You have options for mid. Cho is taken by TLID, though.
So now it's like aiming for Yumes then, because they already have the Cho, so they don't have to worry about their own roamers. So just take out the rest. And so what are you looking at here? Edith, the Tigreal?
I'm thinking the Tigreal, I'm thinking the Edith as well. Both are really good options. But let's get rid of, map presence heroes. I don't think that TLID is going to ban out Chip. I feel like the onus is on SRG. If they are worried about it, they basically lose 1 free ban on that second phase.
Now,
that's tough.
They're going to have to play for survivability as well, right? You have this Hayabusa who can dive to the back line. You have this Glue who's going to be very hard to kill. And not to mention, we all know what Innocent can do with a Granger. I was going to say the Hylos could definitely be a very wise option, and particularly in the gold lane, maybe going for something with some peel, right? Maybe going for something that can fight from a little bit further. Maybe the Iridil may sneak up in here.
Yeah, so they wait it out. They don't ban the Chip immediately. They give the option to see exactly where TLID is going from here. A lot of teams have been banning out this league in second phase. We'll see how it goes from here.
All right, Jawhead ban as the follow-up to ensure that SRG don't have a stronger early game. I think the Phoveus ban is kind of interesting here, right? Because you're already playing Glue. Glue is basically the winning matchup against the Phoveus. Are they more worried about the potential extra dashes they're going to add to their composition?
Honestly, that's a good shout. And maybe they're a little bit worried about the like, if the Phoveus gets on top of the Granger might have a difficult time running away from the Phoveus, because Aran is pretty good at getting that Sin stack onto targets. And I think that the Granger is within the second skill range. So maybe, I'm just speculating here. But yeah, they could have more, like the Valentina. The Valentina has a lot of dashes. So maybe the Valentina could get picked up here.
All right, Harith going to be the follow-up ban here. Again, really good idea just to make sure you're getting away from the linearness, the straight lines being determined by that Granger, and that's going to be an instant Moskov lock-in for TLID.
So very boxy right now from TLID, literally trying to play inside of this world manipulation, creating space, looking for small pickoffs, but not a very, I would say widespread, well-attacking. I'm excited to see Aaron Shiki on this Moskov, though. I feel like we've seen him on so many long-range poke marksman compared to something that's a little bit more up close and personal.
I trust he can do it, though. I trust he can do it, yeah.
Now for SRG, what do we see here, right? Because we have the glue kind of throwing things into mix, definitely keeping it interesting. Do they go in for some additional die capability, right? I mean, you have already the Hayabusa who can get the job done. Do you go in for this Hylos pickup? Do you go in for this Gatot that can jump to the back line and create some chaos, especially up against this Eve, who's already having major artillery? Speaking of artillery, we gotta see what the mid lane matchup's gonna be as well. There it is, the Vexana picked up with the Cobra.
I love this.
Okay, but here's the thing. It's kind of do or die, I gotta say.
100% win rate, though. Cooper's 100% win rate.
I'm sure, but
It's only been played twice. There's
Hey, man.
very small data pool around it, but their composition is very straightforward. Look for these big engages, poke out your opponents, and at least they have the Vexana to play for high ground if things go sour. TLID, they can play flexibly, but they need to play within the box, right? Combo off of that kick, maybe look for just small skirmishes in the early game to generate leads.
I will say this, the Kufra it works okay against the Suyo. The bouncing ball helps against a lot of what TLID brought. And SRG doesn't bring this pick out very often, but these are the compositions that it brings it out again. But that is a wild card pick, a chip.
honestly, very good draft here coming in from TLID. The only thing that I worry about the Kufra is if you don't get onto your target and then the real world manipulation pops up, I don't see a world where the Kufra can get out, you know? So that's just my personal opinion. TLID looks like to have a very good draft. Right now, Oxiana Arena, make some noise because we're about to start game number 2 with Naisu, Leo, and Mirko.
Thank you so much, panel, for breaking it down. And you know what? 100% win rate on the Kufra. 2 games, I would flex it too. But again, the lineups here, how do we feel about it, Mirko?
Hey, I've never seen Aran play the Cho.
Yeah.
I've seen Witty play the Cho. I've seen Witty play the Chip. But the Cho on Aran is new.
Hey, this is a witty party incoming.
It is. It's gonna have to work for them again. A long game number 1 that we just witnessed. Will it change this time around in game 2? Jumping into the land of Dawn. Can they even out the series here for the home team, SRG? Take a look. Jungler, the matchups. You know, we've seen just constant Hayabusa pop up time and time again. And it works for a lot of teams. We saw it earlier on from SRG. We'll see if they replicate it. But yeah, the Kufra pick. Is this going to work out really well for SRG to set things up here?
Some tells me it's a little bit more in-your-face type of response, especially to the shortcut. It's very similar to the Arlot, wherein you swipe him out of order. Here you just full-on combo.
Revitalize from Witty. They're going to actually steal this weight, guys. With the Watch Shadow, Turner's Revenge. Knocking him up. Yum's very low. Oh, gets away.
Survives via the bouncing ball. Fabian fails to find any more on the clapback. Big win for SRG.
Already with the first of blood, good to start here for Sakai's. Early kills on this Hayabusa are going to help him have that momentum he's looking for, and taking a look at the emblems too. You know, he's got the Warcry emblem, so he wants that little extra damage. We saw this and how fast he scaled early on, but also to top it off, you know, Innocent playing this Granger, we saw what he did previously. He broke records on it. How many kills did we have?
19.
19 on the Granger, setting records, and also it just got one of the awards, of course, here for M6. Aaron Shiki looks to be the focus up here, but Witty is here to help back him up. Now, even for TLID, with this kind of lineup, they want to play as a team, have that front right around the real world manipulation, and if they can get a pick-off with Aran later on, because, like Mirko said, this is not typical where you see him picking up that Cho, but they have pick-off potential for them.
Slow roll on this Lord, the approach by both teams. Small lead for Team Liquid ID. They do make a B-roll line for it.
Yep. It's the Blitz, the Retribution. Oh! Way the Dragon and the Flicker over to Yums. Bringing him back now. RWM coming down with SOD too. Aaron Shiki not going to take it. Witty with the flank.
And they go in, knocking up Cram. Not much of a punish though. Team Liquid ID spread out.
Shadow kill. Instant Revitalize coming in from Witty. Crash Course 2. Sky's going to be stunned up. Goes over to Quad Shadow and disengages Cram. Caught on another Crash Course. Pops in the split. This should be the disengage unless... No, right? Okay, yeah.
Aaron holding his ground there, checking where Crown was going to go either way.
Just in case.
Liquid ID happy with the turtle secure here. Selangor Giants, something tells me the ghosts of Game 1 are still hunting them.
They're still hunting them, and with that, they go with an adjustment, but nothing too crazy, you know? But at this point, this is where you start to see those first items getting a little bit closer here, and where we start to see some of the power spikes already happening, especially for the junglers themselves. And every single time, I mean, even their journey up to this point, when TLID brought this chip to play, they play around it really, really well. And it is one of the few teams, or at least one of the few picks, that TLID likes to go ahead and utilize. There's the Hunter Strike already for Fabian, locked in. First item priority for him, but Sakai's and Yume's will look elsewhere across map. Good wave cutting here and management too on the bottom side, but TLID still kind of just waiting. They can always use a shortcut if they need it.
That's the threat of activation that Witty is using. Just the mere thought of a Witty party crashing into you is enough to keep Selangor Giants on their own side of the map. This is devious. Team Liquid ID knows that they've got SRG up against a corner.
And Fabian is now 2 levels ahead of Skies. He's constantly invading because Aran is cutting the wave, giving him so much tempo on the map. And wow, that's a good read. SOD in towards the top side jungle of SRG. And it spots them. Now Fabian is going to stay in the bottom lane.
He's going to stay there, working forward. Yumes gets information on Kram at least. Not sure if he's going to do much here, but it's more so just giving vision on this side of the map. They know Sakai's is actually starting things up, and like you mentioned, you know, he's falling further behind up to this point, but the rest of the team gets in position for the turtle here.
A singular ult from Witty can actually pull the rest of TLID into the turtle pit, and they're just waiting for his call.
Okay, Yume's not spotted in the bush. Witty though, getting chunked quite low. Aran, wait the dragon over the Skies. This is a 2v1 situation. There's a shortcut coming down. Oh, he takes a shortcut, leaving Skies all alone in the bottom lane.
And now suddenly it's underneath the turtle. The pit is tight.
Target advantage and the rage. That's Jeh's skill pinned down to the wall. Fabian forced to blink away. Skies now returning in. No shadow kill, but Innocent is gunning Aran down slowly but surely.
Might not have been part of the plan to take Kram with him, but here we are anyways. SRG pushing into mid.
Okay, should still be able to defend this. Curse Blastu! SOD into the back. Aran going in. Skies gets the kill on Witty. Aaron will blink in towards the mid lane.
There's a whole lot of shortcuts happening and a whole lot of usage of that macro style and option, but TLID will lose this turtle as Sakai's secures it in. Took them a little longer to go ahead and lock in, but they get it. Now whittling down at the gold lead, so it's pretty much non-existent. So that's the thing, you know, TLID has to go ahead, and sometimes if they use a shortcut in their favor, we have also seen where sometimes it works against you.
And it's all about Yumes in these fights. We've seen it many times before. Fabian, Soul Sever into Innocent. Yumes can try it. Predicted. Aran in the back, actually missing the Jikundo flicker. Bouncing ball on him. Fabian just quelling him and forcing him to back away.
Hey, even if Yumes did miss, I'll still call that a win. They forced the rest of Team Liquid ID to disengage, and that allows the rest of SRG to actually build up on the lead that they got through that back and forth through the turtle, and the shortcut canceled. The shortcut made use against Liquid ID. Now the switch, look at this. This is Kram actually now putting some pressure on Aaron Shiki.
Yeah, he's gonna have to. And this is also Skypiercer now being picked up by Innocent, second item after that Hunter Strike locked in. Over on the other side, Aaron Shiki just has the Corrosive Sight, so still working on his and building that up. But ultimately, it's just a whole lot. This is probably one of the most macro-level games with these kind of lineups, especially when you throw a chip into it. But now, next turtle coming up here in just a second, you're going to see how they rotate through as the Golden Staff is picked up by Aaron Shiki.
It's almost like for both these teams, Liquid ID, they like to play in the late game in MPO Indonesia, right? For SRG, we've seen them transition into late game comebacks. Aran, shadow kill onto him with a dragon to kick Yumes in. Real world manipulation, Eternal Guard coming out. Yumes still able to survive.
A little too much time taken. Yumes taken down here by the untouchable one, and now he's underneath 3.
Okay, whoa, what? Kram jumps in under the turret, gets punished for Innocent, gets the kill, Fabian low! That's another not able to find it. Sky's gonna be pinned down to the wall as a Purify gets used by Aaron Shiki. It's a 2-for-2 at the end of the day. Innocent going to the S-kill. Aaron Shiki with the Spear of Misery.
Looking for that angle. Could have been deadly. If Sakai's get caught underneath that turtle, would have been a surefire win for Team Liquid ID. SRG minding their positions.
And with this last turtle, fought for and bought for right now, and Aran goes in. Gonna force out Sakai's.
Okay, touch bench, rage, terrified down. Aran gonna be very low, so able to escape as a shortcut comes in. AronShiki joining the fight.
Here comes the witty party! Sekai's taken out by Fabian. Solo kills him!
Kram, split. The gun down with the Rhapsody. Witty gonna be locked down. Nissan picks up another kill. That's another sack into the Skypiercer. AronShiki forced back under the tier 1.
Liquid ID cannot take this fight. They have no frontliners. And look at Ikram asserting himself underneath tier 1.
And now SRG has control. They got the last objective, the last turtle. They get a turret off of it, and Innocent capitalizes by picking up the Malefic Roar. A whole lot here happening for SRG, and a momentum shift in their favor now.
Without Witty, without Aran coming in from the odd angle, Team Liquid ID just can't pick fights. They need the peel. Fabian just doesn't cut it. He's technically still an assassin fighter.
Yep. More fighter than assassin, almost even, right? It's very hard for Fabian to actually walk up, especially considering there's just so much peel. There's obviously Yums, who's always looking for an opening. There's Stormy, who's playing so far back, even further behind of Innocent in these fights to get that terrified peel.
The crazy thing about it is Stormy, just like we saw him last game. Whoa, hold on.
Shortcut, drop down. Yums, Spear of Misery coming down. That's going to be Witty. Caught in the time pass. Witty's still able to escape right now as the sun connects on towards Mr. Innocent. Oh!
Coming in, they're oiled up. That's Aran finding him in the back line. Innocent's down.
Yums, counter bench and no rage. AronShiki with a blink, Prem with a flicker in. AronShiki's able to kind of ways a split and do stuff. Real world manipulation.
Fabian looking for the Queller, serves up a kill to JessNoLimit, and Cram, the only survivor.
Fabian looking for the kill. That's a soul sever to get more sustain. Cram getting the pass. Snip down by Flavor Fave.
Finds the shot, and Sekai's couldn't do anything but watch as the team was dismantled by the cavalry.
Main strength of the Suyo is his almost infinite utility. At all sorts of different ranges, any different kind of damage profiles, you can use his kit, and he's currently deathless. Now they're blitzing the Lord.
Don't take it, Skies. Don't take it. Aran is holding his fort just on the quad shadow. Now it's the First Lord over to Liquid ID.
And with that, they find themselves probably the most gold lead they've had throughout this game. It's been the back and forth overall, and Witty will keep trying again. Sometimes the shortcut works out for him, and sometimes you have something like that happen. And now they have the Lord in their favor, ready to march forward. They're going to focus down in the mid lane if they can to take some of these tier 1s and tier 2s down.
Everything is going according to plan for Team Liquid ID. The Ghost of Jakarta just 1 kill on JessNoLimit's Eve. AronShiki currently untouched. What the Selangor Red Giants need to do? It seems like all of their angles, the whole Cram jumping onto someone just isn't paying off anymore.
Yeah, it's not at this point. They have to kind of adjust the game plan here. You know, they've gone through it, but a lot of times, again, it's just kind of the surprise factor that comes with either getting kicked when you least expect it, or... Whoa. Guys, trying to hold that Lord at least on the control on the bottom side. Now the mid, though, still the focus here. They're going to get cut off. Yums.
Spear of Misery. Yums going to be caught in a bad spot. RWM from JessNoLimit.
Swiping. Yums is down. Fabian gets 1. It gets a stun. Sekai's pushed back.
AronShiki brings forward, gets the killing spree. Yums and Skies is down. Aaron on the chase, waiting for the shortcut. Now Fabian!
They're oiled up! Stormy's down! Fabian gets another! AronShiki is a man possessed!
Innocent trying to defend. Man, that JessNoLimit damage is ridiculous. Tier 2 falling in the mid lane. Aran looking for the G Kundo. He has the way to Dragon. Aaron sieging the base. Innocent trying to poke them down.
In the flash of an eye, 2 inhibitors have fallen, and Selangor Red Giants are reeling. They have but 1 inhibitor left.
And with that charge from Team Liquid ID, they have ballooned their gold lead up to this point. You saw just how decisive it is when they decide to go with these angles, cut off or surprise the Giants. And there's not much room for SRG to breathe, and that's where they're struggling, because even Innocent is scrapping for space to be able to move around and get those Rhapsody shots, get those Death Sonatas off.
Thousands of Suyu mains all around the world are salivating right now, looking at Fabian's 505 performance. He just picked up his BOD. This is a dream come true for Suyo. This is what you want to do. You just want to be able to surge in, Queller,
Yeah.
and then just sever. Like, that's what he's been doing so far. And Selangor Giants, as soon as Humes actually finds someone to jump on, the rest of them are half health. It's a no-go.
They got spotted out a lot, and I gotta give props to Aran, man. He's been the one forcing Yums into these bad spots. Earlier, you saw the Shunpu, just a little bit of a Jikudo, you know, a tango with the Tyrant. Revenge whiffs, and that's it. Fabian found the angle. We saw Aaron Shiki get the pin down. And with Yums down, there's no playmaker.
It's very rare that the problem overwhelms the solution. Kufra is a hero that usually just makes Cho stay put, but suddenly it's Aran who's forcing Yums to dance to his tune.
And that's why, again, there's so much that SRG has to pay attention to. Even now, that top side being pushed in, still with Witty waiting on the whims alongside Aaron Shiki. They know they want to fight for the space around the Lord, but they're going to have to deal with more of this.
Good poke. Yehezkiel's down to half. Innocent doing work here. You can see the damage dealt charts earlier. He was actually on top. Whoa, Shadow Kill in Nature used up. Skies will back away. That's info though. No Wind of Nature on Aaron Shiki. That's Sonata. Not connecting onto anyone. Aran trying to block it. Witty.
RWM, Lord now down to a tenth of its health, and now they're underneath.
Fabian with Retribution, finding it. Yum's gonna be pinned down again. That's a split on Yehezkiel, but he was just a bait. SOD from Aaron Shiki, diving deep and Purify. Aaron!
No! A little too deep. The untouchable one suffers a death, and Aran as well. Innocent gets a double.
That's three down. 3 down already. They are going to have to deal with clearing out the base. But SRG just might have bought themselves some more time into the game after that one. Interesting that Aaron Shiki decided to go in, even without the Wind of Nature.
It may have been a miscommunication. Aran saw 2, and I think there was more there than Shiki was ready to deal with. So, given how deep Widdy was as well, without the Revitalize, there was only so much they could have done. So Liquid ID now, they're going to have to suffer the consequences here and gain negative on this Lord.
Yeah, no Lord advantage for Liquid ID. Well played from Selangor Red Giants. I think all this time from Game 1 to the 13th minute of Game 2, it's the unpredictability of Liquid that has really shaken them. The fact that they were able to finally read that unpredictability, the random engages, the ones that look kind of impossible almost, they found it, they read it.
They found it, and not only that, but they also capitalize off it. And if SRG continues to do that, at this point, honestly, even with the gold lead at TLID, it doesn't matter too much because it comes down to the decisions that SRG is able to make.
Game after game, match after match, SRG has proven that even if you have 6, 7, 8,000 gold on them, any fight is a fair fight, especially when you have this many items on Esan, this many items on Stormy, because I'll tell you now, Stormy's just built 3 major items. Usually if he gets the EG down at the right spot, that's enough to take him down.
Yeah, that's enough to go ahead and help with it, but still, part of that, if it's all going to be just a reenactment of what we just saw, at least leading into this next Lord. It's still a minute away. They still have plenty of time. It might be TLID that decides to go ahead and press it forward before that even comes up, before it even comes an option to get punished the way they did, where important battle spells or even defensive items are available to them.
All right, that is actually true. TLID still here in the driver's seat, but you can't deny the fact that SRG actually now know how to answer. They're not as up and on it as they were in the 10-minute mark.
10 minutes,
so suddenly, Liquid ID, is this the way you want to go? Is this a cautious way, the way you want to finish this game? Because I still think with Widdy on the chip and Aaron Shiki on the Moskov, you got to be a wild card.
Yeah, you have to be able to approach that the way they are, and SRG rising to the occasion so far, but also at this point, as they get in position, this is part of the difficult part is, that Tier 1's actually still standing. So they're kind of cut off to a certain degree on their side of the jungle, but they want to take that fight. If they want to go ahead and deal with this kind of space and make that work in their favor, then they rely on Cram. They rely on Yums to possibly set up. But then at the same time, you got to be able to peel. As long as Innocent has a Purify, for the most part, he's going to be fine. Stormy as well. Not this time around, not being able to fly away, but he can flicker. So they need to have someone to initiate, but also peel for them. This Lord is going to be started up, though. They got to deal with the waves. Look at the positioning again on the top side.
Okay, Fabian walking up. Putting the short down. Aaron Shiki jumping in as well. The SOD already used earlier. Cram with the split. Big resources spent, no shortcut, no SOD, still an RWM and a way the Dragon to play with.
Looks like the call for Team Liquid ID is to burst the Lord. They're slowing down with a dance. Fabian coming in with charge surge.
Innocent caught in Soul Severed, that's a good winner crown, but now Yums comes in, Eternal Guard to lock Fabian out. RWM though, they're fighting in it now. Aaron Shiki onto the Eternal Guard, Prime gonna be very low, taken out, and now the stun! Fabian cuts him down, Aaron Shiki!
Traded out for 2 for 1. Cram for Witty and Yehezkiel. Innocent from the back line. In comes Aaron.
Yums chase down, Liquid want to go and charge down on Yums. Aran, Jikundo knocking him up, way the Dragon as well. Shiki go onto the waves now, Yums, no immortality.
And they are going to force it. Yums here, bouncing ball off. The pushback, the SOD. Aaron clicks it. He can't take down Stormy. Got immobilized.
He's going onto the turret, buys immortality. Aran walking up, Yums charging the Sound Revenge, cancels it now as Aaron Shiki goes in for the piercing damage. The base will be turning it down. Aaron Shiki.
He gets it. They end the game just with the two of them really lining everything up to take game 2 here.
From underneath SRG's noses. Everyone wasn't ready for it. Down to the last breath. Liquid ID, what did I tell you? The wild card.
The wild card, the wild cavalry. They brought this lineup, they made it work. I mean, some of the team fights, there's just so much happening. But TLID locked in and got it done.
And as Witty the Wise said, after losing up against Fnatic Onyx Philippines, that's just us. We adapt.
We adapt, and that they did. Again, let's go ahead and throw it over to the panel to break down game number 2 for us here. Panel, what do you think?
And now it's match point. TLID, they just need one more W for them to have a rematch against Fnatic, Onyx, Philippines. And Selangor Red Giants, if they want to keep the Golden Road alive, they need a reverse sweep here. And I gotta say, I wasn't sure about the Kufra. And then after seeing the game, I'm more unsure about the Kufra.
Yeah, a lot of whiff punishes, as I would like to call them. If you miss the initial engagement, you are going to get hurt.
Yeah, it is a high risk, high reward, and that one felt like high risk. The as you said it perfectly. The Eve, the RWM, once it comes down, you're trapped, you're a goner, and no one can come in to help you, right? Everyone's just kind of stuck looking in from the window.
Yeah.
As Yums gets taken out.
Yeah, just some spicy engagement. And right now, it kind of feels like SRG is having more of that rubber band effect that we've been seeing before, right? They start to get a little bit better online the later the game goes, but in this situation, it's just a little too late. Where you see TLID be able to close it out. Aaron Shiki, the untouchable, able to pretty much take the game by himself. He sees their low HP, doesn't want them to go back to the base for a region. It puts him in such an awkward position, and he capitalizes.
I gotta say, so far, looking at the draft, I like TLID's first game draft and the second game draft. So, firstly for me, SRG needs to figure that one out because I kind of feel like they're always put in a very narrow position where you have very little options for your front lines, either Cram or Yums, and then they get punished that way.
I mean, the punishments also come down to the indecisions of the game itself, right? We saw it in that very last moment. They couldn't decide who needed to start regenerating their health back up to start threatening their opponents and who needed to start clearing the waves. They were throwing stuff randomly even. Now, looking at the items overall, I would say that at least from Yums' side, he understands if he lands it, he can chase people, but the Thunderbelt may not have been the right way to actually go about it, even though you can actually stack it up pretty quick. They didn't find that initial snowball. They couldn't just keep on trading. And I will admit, I haven't seen Aran on this Cho before. I think he did all right, but there were a couple of awkward moments.
Yeah, I kind of feel like one of the problems for this one is that lack of front line because essentially you let Cram do it alone, which worked out for them against Team Spirit. But against TLID, when Yehezkiel has the Wishing Lantern, one frontliner isn't going to do it. And you have a hero like Granger, where you want to stand in the back and dish out as much damage as you can for as long as you can. The moment your front line gets melted down, what's next? Innocent has to run away.
Yeah, Innocent doesn't have much space to move right in by having Sekai's on this assassin, by having Yums on someone that wants to dive up, just like you said. It doesn't leave much space, and Aaron Shiki played so amazing as we crept into the late game. even though SRG did fight back at some points, it still felt like TLID was in control 90% of that game. They knew what they were doing. Even at those little moments where it's like, okay, yeah, you got a kill. Okay, yeah, you stole the Lord. They still had map control. They still consistently had pressure on SRG.
And I feel like it's one of those things where it's like a little bit of micro, right? A lot of micro engagements in this entire game. It wasn't just all about the objectives, but just overall about the engagement overall. You see Witty, you see Iran trying to beat the pace of Cram, trying to beat the pace of Humes as well. And yeah, I agree with you guys on this Kufa pickup. May not have been the hottest, maybe a little bit more of a stronger frontline hero could have been the difference.
I like what Weezy said. It's always about the macro. Maybe SRG needs an easier draft to execute, because so far their win condition is if the stars align, we're great. But the stars don't always align.
Exactly. That's why we see a lot of positions, like especially around Lords and even Turtles, it's I give you the objective, and then let's see how many fish we can catch with the net. And I feel like, yeah, you know, sometimes you can get a little bit more, you can overextend and even push TLID into a corner, but at the same time, it's not really working for your win condition at the end of the day. You still need a Lord when you have a Granger to help you push.
And now we gotta look at the MVP, the untouchable Aaron Shiki on that Moskov. He was good in lane, he was good in the team fights. When he hits the Spear of Destruction, for better or for worse, he goes in.
Yeah, you know, I was wondering how he was going to play on this, and he played it amazingly. There was something that kind of went unsaw in the beginning. Me and Gideon noticed it when he threw that Spear of Destruction towards Purple buff. Not only did he get vision, but he steals Purple. This was in first few minutes of the game, maybe about like 5-6 minute mark. He stole Purple, and we're just immediately seeing the pressure, the map awareness, the timing that Aaron Shiki brings to the field. And that was just one of many amazing SODs that we saw from him.
Yep, it's just a tight formation, tight gameplay coming out from TLID. I feel like right now SRG are getting out-microed in a lot of different aspects. They're not playing as sharp as they did compared to them versus Team Spirit.
Yeah, and I think that's the highlight of the day, right? The micro mechanics when it comes to jumping into this match. You see a lot of times where Aaron Shiki is able to outlive Innocent. Even though Innocent was getting some great looks, he was just falling right before Aaron Shiki did, and then that's when Aaron Shiki pops in with the SOD. He starts taking everybody out, not having to worry about Innocent with the damage.
That as well. You guys saw Cram jumping on. Was that intentional or no?
I would say it's intentional, right? He's communicating with Storm. He's like, I got abilities, but I got nobody to throw it at. And it happens a couple of times. Even this particular play here where we see that Innocent forced out of position, he probably shouldn't have been chunked in the first place, right? Why wasn't there anybody to actually protect him? And that's because Yums, when he throws himself forward, there's no way out.
I think a major thing with TLID's composition as well is everyone, all of their members can kind of fight by themselves. When the fight breaks out and it gets split up, everyone feels pretty comfortable. Everyone has a little bit of peel. Everyone has a little bit of escape, a little bit of shield, something in their own kits. Whereas whenever SRG comes in and they get split up, I feel like Team Liquid ID gets the advantage of that. And SRG, their composition kind of calls for splitting up, and it just didn't work out in the end.
By the way, I don't know how this slipped, but watching the highlights, I just remember we don't see a lot of alphas. Weird thing to bring out right now, but just saying, a lack of alphas. But yeah, honestly, the game, Slangerai Giants, they're losing on two fronts here. Number one, the draft, as well as the micro mechanics. Like, we definitely see those two mistakes here.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta give credit, it goes both ways. Even around in that very final highlight, you know, misses going over the wall with his own flicker to try and get on top of Innocent. Kind of a weird moment, but generally he's been hitting at least 60% of the area of effects. Able to hit third hit of G-Kundo, able to find angles for a quick to punish Yums. His job, pretty straightforward. It's not like he has to be extra flashy. It'd be nice if he could, but he's getting the bare minimum done.
I don't know, TLID clearly just brought their A game right now. It feels like they're not only winning in draft, but in mechanics as well.
Yeah, and now we gotta go to courtside with Eterna, where she's somewhere around here, talking to fans, talking to players. We'll see. Eterna, who are you talking to?
Thank you, boys. It's me, Eterna, and with me right now, our legends. We have two legends in the building. The fans are going wild in Axiata Arena because beside me is JessNoLimit and Aura himself. Now, I've got to ask you guys coming back here into M6, back in Malaysia as well. How are you guys feeling about the event so far and maybe a little bit of the venue? Let's start with you, Jess.
It's really cool and it brings back memory when I play as a pro player with Aura. And yeah, it's so cool.
What about you, Aura? Gimana rasanya balik lagi ke Axiata Arena? Ini pasti tempat yang sangat spesial dong buat Aura.
Hello guys. I'm feeling good.
Feeling good.
Ya.
Mau ngomong bahasa Indo aku translate gak apa-apa loh.
Bahasa Indonesia oke lah ya. Feelingku banyak perbedaan ya dari M1 dan sekarang M6 balik lagi ke Axiata. Pertama tuh ngelihat crowdednya sangat rame juga penontonnya. Halo semuanya. Terus juga dimana pada saat itu aku bertanding di sini juga sih. Terus lebih tepatnya di tengahnya. Ya, itu aja sih yang aku inget.
Itu bedanya ya.
Ya, terus menang juga kan.
Oh, apa gimana?
Menang
Ulang.
juga.
Can you repeat that?
The winner.
The
waktu itu.
winner.
Ya.
No, it's okay. Flex that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You are holding the only M Series Championship trophy for Indonesia. So that's a huge feat. What he said earlier on, he did see a few differences. The first thing was the fans are crazy, right? So many more fans are in the building right now, and also he was not here last time around. He was actually in the middle playing in the 360 stage, and they were able to claim the championship trophy as well. Now, let's circle on to Jess now. Okay, so Jess, once again, congratulations, by the way, guys. He just hit 50 million subscribers on YouTube. So, what's your story there? What inspired you to start your YouTube channel?
So actually, I really love playing games, and I started with playing Mobile Legends. Yeah, I was started being a Mobile Legends YouTuber, and I'm so blessed until I can hit 50 million subscribers. And thank you for all your supports. Thank you so much. Yeah. And yeah, I believe I can be here because my friend also, because he inspired me to start a YouTube channel as well.
Aww, that's so sweet. Aww. It's okay if you guys want to hug a little bit. It's okay. We'll wait. No? All good? Okay. So, Fabian is competing right now. And he said in one of his videos that you're his main inspiration. What do you think about that? How does it feel to become an inspiration for new pro players from Indonesia and maybe even around the world?
I'm so grateful and so happy, and hopefully he can win.
Hopefully can win. Okay. Guys, last question. The fans are going wild right now. They're supporting SRG. Thank you guys so much. It's been incredible. But we have to ask, it's 2-0 now for TLID. Their match point, one game away of getting that grand final slot. What do you think about this? Do you think that TLID can go all the way? Are you confident? Or do you think that this might go all 5 games against SRG?
I think it can be 3-0.
3-0. 3-0 from Jess. Guys, what do you think? No? Boo? Boo. Okay. What about you, Aura?
Yeah, 3-0. Yeah.
Yeah, the fans definitely don't agree. They're sorry. But we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you once again, JessNoLimit. Thank you so much, Aura. It's an honor to be with you, and let's enjoy the show. Let's send it back over to the panel. Thank you,
I'm
guys.
sorry, okay, guys. Don't attack my social media, guys.
Don't worry. It's not a Malaysian thing to do. Okay, relax. We're okay. We're chill, right, guys? Yeah. See, we're chill. Sheesh! Oh my God, what was that? Sheesh. Someone else do a sheesh. Alright, there you go. See, now we're all good. Okay, here in Malaysia, we're chill because we have Hello Panda. Fill your game with Hello Panda crunchy biscuits filled with creamy. This one is, cocoa biscuits with. Okay, this one is chocolate. This one is just straight up chocolate.
There's so much.
No. Do you just put just the plastic?
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, brother.
Dude, what?
Yeah, don't look at us. We
No, I
totally
opened it. It's like,
didn't
wait, it's
do
already
it.
opened?
Oh no, I wonder where it went. We knew you were going to be open enough to fill yourself with a delicious snack, especially for a game just like this. So we've rigged a couple of those boxes so you didn't know where they were to level up our day and not yours.
Got him.
Look, we got to get him back. We'll get him back. It's okay.
It's like I'm not upset already.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who?
Anyways, what else? Okay, thank you.
Okay, guys. Also, man, that was just cruel. But nonetheless, from the 22nd all the way to the 29th December, M6 support chest will be available for a limited time. Purchase a support chest for 50 diamonds to get a large amount of pass XP with the chance to obtain a basic M6 pass. Use the basic M6 pass to instantly activate the M6 pass, unlock additional pass rewards, and immediately get Claude's Challenger Spark. Hashtag greater than ever. Hashtag MLBB M6.
I know we're cool, but bro,
You better hold up that SRG.
I had to put the trash
popsicle.
somewhere. I had to put it somewhere.
what?
I was going to throw it on the ground.
dude, I was planning to open that one. I was like,
What am I supposed to put in my pocket? I just put it. You saw me walk over there. I walked it down.
As if NA and Malaysia have enough problems already, right?
Hey, look, there's plenty of problems, but I'm pretty sure that the players are starting to build up for this upcoming game. Game number 3 is where it's at. TLID currently at match point for those online international viewers tuning into the stream right now. Match point, 1 game away from the grand finals.
Question. Do they swap to second pick? Does SRG go to second pick this time? So far today, second pick has won every single game. That's 5 games in a row. And the draft seems to always favor second pick. It's kind of been the thing. Does SRG do it on match point?
I don't know. I mean, TLID, they won on blue, they've won on red. It feels like against this particular matchup, there's no real telling. It's a 50-50 either way.
And I think it's even further than the draft, right? It's just about all the micro mechanics inside the game as well that are making the difference so far. The push and pull effect. We're starting to see a rubber band, the elasticity from SRG come alive. It was a little too late in the last game, but hey, setting the scene. This is match point.
Yep.
In home court, in Malaysia, the Axiata Arena, their fans, their support system, all beside them. This is their moment to set the tone.
Yeah, but now looking at a player head-to-head, Sakai's looking pretty nervous here, but look at that goal per minute. 42.5 extra onto Favian. Favian's farm has been amazing this entire M6. And I gotta say, like going on to your discussion on first pick, second pick, if they second pick, I agree with Trex, looks very good, but then comes to the question, what do you ban? Because you have to ban the Fanny, so you only have 2 open bans at that point.
I mean, it's okay when you don't have those extra bans because you get the swing back, right? And that's where I think so many teams have been profiting. And honestly, it feels like there's more pressure on the bans for blue side right now because you have to think, if I don't target, I mean, if I only do target bans and no meta bans, quote unquote, then I risk, I have to think about what I'm trading over. The Joy's been winning out, and then there's, like last time, they take the Bruno or they take the Granger, but they give up the Suyo. It's a head game thing right now. It's such a head game thing right now.
It is a big head game thing, but it's time to go into the drafting phase for game number 3 between TLID versus SRG, currently match point. Hopefully they're going to be arming them with the best weapons possible, but SRG have decided to take first pick on the blue side as TLID will take second pick on the red side. Natural bans come through, but Chowen as well as Loyi instantly axed out by SRG.
Yeah, that's a switch up. That's a big switch up from SRG for first bans on first pick. I mean, at this point, you're taking the risk of leaving a lot of things open, which might be what SRG wants. Like, fine, yes, you get the swing back, but we're going to get another swing back with our 2 picks.
Okay, and in this situation, I mean, if you're TLID, do you ban out the Joy? Do you let SRG take the Joy in this situation? I mean, it's been such a hard hero to deal with. There goes the Joy ban, so they're not even going to waste any time on it. They respect how strong of a pickup that could be. Now, there's still marksman's up for grabs, right? You still have the Bruno, which can be easily prio from the side of SRG, but we've seen answers like the Granger, like the Moskov.
It's a nerve-wracking time here. Oh, they get rid of the Granger this time round. They want to make sure that it's out of AronShiki's hands. Does this mean that they are looking for a potential Bruno first pick? And
Or
if so,
Suyo.
Or Suyo, that's a good shout. TLID, let's see whether or not they ban the Jushin.
Or do they ban out the Bruno? Since they know that they're banning out the Granger, do they ban out the Bruno here?
And then give Jushin.
But then you give Jushin, or you give Suyo. Either way, TLID, it kind of feels like they get a nice swing back once again here, whichever one they go for.
Yeah, honestly, as long as Giant's getting first pick here.
Well, wait a second. The Hilda is still walking right now. It could be into the hands of SRG. This could be the difference.
We gotta see if that's worth it.
Two of my favorites.
But they go for the Bruno instead. Again, a power pick here. The Bruno has been performing that well, but let me reiterate again. Cram and Humes need a good front line, but front lines don't do good against an Eve.
This is a tough one here. As Yves gets locked in on top of the Suyo, this is a very standard opening for the side of TLID. I'm questioning whether or not SRG is considering to play a faster-paced composition. Yes, maybe get the Hilda, but they need something to kind of accelerate, right? They have information, but you have nobody to invade that jungle. Does that mean you start to default back to Hayabusa?
Yeah, Haya Jawhead, they didn't lock in the Jawhead last time. They saved Humes for end. It was a problem. The Hilda also still open, so I mean, it's a toss-up, and again, SRG feels like they're in the tough situation here of having to choose these things.
Yeah, I would probably go with the double H combo, right? The Haya and also the Hilda combination could work well, especially going up against this Eve. It's great to be able to dive to the back line, but wait a second.
Okay. Now it's Protect Innocent. Protect Innocent. They got the Fredrin. They got the Matilda. So the problem from before is that Innocent didn't have enough front line. This time, they should have enough front line here.
He's going to have everything, right? He's going to have a heal, he's going to have extra mobility, he's going to have a dedicated front line to ensure that he is protected 360 from every single angle. They're not trying to play a front to back, but they do give up that Hilda. Now, the big problem about the Protect President composition is that you only play for one side of the map, and the mid lane is a very large proponent of that. Yves, great at pushing, but I'm curious to see whether SRG might take the Falcon approach of, hey, we take Farsa, and all I want to do is to use that Feather Airstrike to clear my waves, make Witty low so that he can't rotate as comfortably.
Now, I raise a question for the side of SRG. Since you have the Mathilda for your mid lane, do you just go for the Vexana here, right? I mean, because you want something to protect you a little bit more frontline-wise. Mathilda is going to help you with guiding winds for some escape, but they don't really have the strongest frontline presence, but they do have the Fredrin, a combination. So I think that could be possibly a pickup on their side, as they are going to have to be worrying about this Hilda pickup from TLID.
To answer you on that, Valentina might be a good pick, but I just remember one thing. The Fredrin doesn't do well against the Eve. And once the Eve has the Wishing Lantern, the Fredrin is going to have a very tough time. Or even worse, pick up an Ice Queen wand, so that once the Fredrin goes in, he can't go out.
Well, at least you do have the Matilda, right, to kind of help you get in and out of those sticky situations. I feel like that kind of makes up for this just a little bit. Chip ban from the side of SRG here. Hylos for SRG?
If SRG has Hylos, the Glorious Pathway can negate the slow effects from the Eve.
Oh, wow, really going to like a traditional Protect the President composition. That's a lot of utility, right? And at the same time, I feel like now that Benedetta is gone, now that CC is gone, I feel like TLID are kind of pushing them into that direction. You think that they might come up with like a, I don't know, maybe a carry to a certain degree, maybe attack that front line with true damage?
That's a good shout. That's honestly a very, very good shout. But honestly, even the Moskov might still do well here.
Yeah, any kind of shred could look good here for sure. Final Ben coming in. There goes the Moskov in. No Moskov for AronShiki. The carry, though, I love that you said that, because honestly, and you save it for last pick. See what else tanky, if SRG goes full Protect the President, then that could definitely end up being the answer.
All right, I'm curious to see how TLID is going to select this next pick for the second phase. It could go basically anywhere. I mean, all they're missing right now is a roamer and as well as a gold laner. It feels like the gold lane matchup is pretty straightforward when you're up against the Bruno. They could still pick up a Cho here and then look for Beatrix later on, but instead they go for the Khalid. They have even more early game pressure to hurt the President.
That's a good pick. That Khalid is a very good pick.
Especially with the Matilda, you already have a squishy roam, you have something that can't take too much damage, and this just adds even more TLID's early aggression that they can bring now with the Hilda, with that, quick rotations, Suyo who wants to stack up. It's dangerous.
Yeah, and this makes you wonder, are they going to force out the high-lows here, right? I mean, you need something to kind of pair up and match the mobility of this Khalid as well and have the dive potential. So it could be a potential answer, slot it in the XP, see how that kind of plays out. Now, another question that we need to raise is for the mid lane matchup, right? Are we going to match range with range? Are we going to go in for this Farza? Are we going to go something a little bit more stronger with the frontline presence such as the Vexana? We've yet to see what Stormy has in his hands.
Yeah, it's either mobility or it's going to be a pillar. I'm thinking whether actually, yes, they are truly playing the Protect the President composition. Edith is a great way of buying time. You have the Aurora to kind of supplement. Even when somebody isn't able to take the guiding win, you can still work with the Frigid Glacier to kind of buy you that extra bit of time and even some soft CC so that TLID don't get too far with their lead.
Yeah, so when we look at the way that SRG's been drafting from first ban until now, with the Granger ban, it feels like it is all about Bruno. We're back to Swiss stage of it, essentially. We're back to this, listen, when in doubt, have faith in Bruno, ban Granger.
Let me just say, Selangor Giants, they're taking a very big risk here with this kind of draft. This potentially is the final game of the day, and with that, we're throwing it to the casters.
You know, panel, we completely agree. This is a risk for SRG, bringing this kind of draft to the table. And it's match point right now ahead of them for TLID. Again, it's been nice to Mirko and Leo to bring you the action. Mirko, how are we feeling about this lineup?
This is signature TLID for every single one of them. They got comfort picks. Aaron Shiki on the Natan. That's Witty the Wise on the Khalid. The Ghost of Jakarta.
Yes, kill. Is he 100% on the Eve?
I think he is, man.
It's very close to 100%.
I mean, the stats don't lie. And this is, if you just ask me, SRG feels like they just reverted to protect Innocent and go from there.
We heard it before. It's protect the president, this type of composition. Oxiana's got to get ready and cheer on the team so they don't get knocked out here in a sweep against the champions of Indonesia. Right now, they get ready to get locked and loaded for Game 3.
And the Khalid in Indonesia was a surefire way to shut down the Matilda. Don't know if it's still the same way here in the M6 World Championship, but Witty, he definitely knows what he's doing here. Aran as well, so pressing. Oh, Witty! Almost the passive from Stormy, forced out. Yeah, Aran on the Hilda, very annoying. Just cuts the waves and joins in Fredrin in the jungle.
Not even a minute in, and Team Liquid are already living inside SRG's jungle. That's 3 heroes crossing the river. This is uninhibited aggression. I don't think I've ever seen a team this aggressive in M6.
They can play around this aggression just by the mere fact of how they've performed throughout the past 2 games. TLID really confident in the way they're approaching this, especially with the lineup they have. Cram's going to go ahead and visit down, but it's Aran. He's going to be fine. Taking a look at the emblems, though, real quick. We do, of course, have that war cry, Edith. We've seen this iteration before, and it can actually do quite a bit through the course of a game. Of course, the quantum charges here for Innocent to go ahead and play around the mobility already provided with a Matilda. And, you know, that combination, too. Matilda, Fredrin hasn't worked out for some teams, but, again, it's still a risk against what TLID wants to set up.
Something very telling as well. This is Kram's Edith rocking the double mobility emblem set. So he understands that I'm not going to see Aran very often on the Hilda, so I might as well rotate quickly around my lanes as well.
Yeah, solid choice. Aran might actually get caught in the cut here. Actually is able to escape for a bit, guys. We'll definitely be looking for the taunt. That's an Earth Shatter. Another knock-up and another taunt. Kram wants to go for it. Aran is actually staying here. Decides to stay. Flickers out, but Yums gets first blood. All in the meantime, though. A free neutral objective.
What time here, Team Liquid ID? If you ask me at this point in the game, I would say, yeah, Aran's life, maybe plus a flicker, is worth the turtle.
I was going to say, that all he wanted to do is buy some time. Oh, now Yums. Oh, Raging Sandstorm going to be used. No connection, though, from Witty. So they'll back off.
Oh! Voila! Fabian with a snipe down, Witty. Wants to steal this away. Oh, concussive blast. steals it away. Fabian was able to combo it down. I think that was a soul sever from the Usurper.
That's right, he served it up to Fabian, and it's for free across the map. Liquid ID's winning!
Oh man, again, Fabian able to go ahead and get that. Now they just have control of pressure on the jungle here.
Soul Sever. Fabian knows to play it slow.
Not like this.
Retribution advantage. He goes up with the Retribution, gets caught in the Frigid Glacier. Now it's Circling Eagle. Appraisers wrap from skies.
But he still did steal the buff. You see, it's not on anyone from SRG. So good news is they get to stop the aggression. But bad news is, I think Sakai's needed that buff.
Yeah, he did. He had to, but again, it's a good way to at least have an answer for something because they know that if TLID wants to play slow, they can. We saw this even back in game 1. But if they want to go fast and build on momentum that they have early on, they'll do that as well. But the thing about this, too, is you have the Natan in the equation.
Yeah.
So late game potential is actually pretty strong here for TLID.
Now, I gotta ask the question. Bruno has been destroying everybody in the Swiss stage, knockout stage as well.
Yep.
But if it comes to the late game, do we still favor Natan or is it still Bruno?
Okay, if you ask me, Natan just has an extra layer of utility.
Yep.
There's more he can do than just throw balls out. Shiki and Innocent 1v1. Let's go. I wonder if he knows!
Raging Sandstorm and the Flicker back. The Purify coming up from Innocent. Oh, the slashes under the turret. Witty unable to get the kill. Innocent surviving.
Witty sand walking away, plus a quick sand guard. He can just reload and do it again.
It's going to stay down there, too. Turtle's now up. They're trying to make a play on Innocent. They do get the Purify out. So they're going to see the rotate here. Aaron Shiki joins this fight. They want to secure the objective.
Circling Eagle over to Aran. Oh, Frigid Glacier too. Everything used onto Aran. Yehezkiel's just chilling with the real world manipulation, and Cram will not be able to do much.
Can they do it again? Sacrifice major resources to secure the turtle. Looks like it's going to be unnecessary.
Yeah.
Liquid ID scoring the second turtle of the game.
They want to go in for the purple buff too. Fabian has saved the Retribution. Appraiser's Wrath and the Retreat. Skies gets it, now goes on to Witty, but there might have been a mistake. Raging Sandstorm to the back. Stormy unable to be landed on. With that Raging Sandstorm, both teams disengage.
They got to disengage from here, and you see all this pressure. What TLID is doing is, of course, delaying the levels for Sakai. Here's already level, he just hits level 7. Fabian closer to that level 9 as he gets it just now. So that's the whole plan for them. They slowed down an already slow hero in comparison to the Suyo.
It's so hard for SRG to put resources on other heroes when their jungle is struggling like this. The Sky Prince is playing like a pauper right now. Third lowest in net gold across the game. Not even to mention the level gap. 2 levels, son, 2 levels.
2 levels already at this point, too. I mean, again, the Fredrin, you can rely on them to go ahead and lock up some of these objectives, but when you're falling behind like this against a lineup that likes to go ahead and play with mobility, it's tough to do, yeah. You can rotate around with Yumes, but at what cost here?
Gentlemen, can I just say, Shiki built his second full item.
In 5 minutes.
Under 6 minutes.
Oh, wow.
2/3 on the way to his magic trinity.
I see your oh my god now. I understand it now. Aaron Shiki is on a path of snowballing on the Natan. Fabian.
Oh, no.
With a wallet that thick, I get why he's called the untouchable one.
This thick wallet.
That's a free turret.
That's a free turret, too. To build that up a little bit further.
Man.
Tier 1 already in the bottom lane, down. Sakai's still scraping. Now for the purple buff, you can see Aran already given the information, but this time Cram has to go ahead and help him. It will be secured. Buff is up, but 10 seconds on the turtle. Look at the focus here, still on the bottom side.
A stun over, not connecting. And oh my god, the damage! Aaron Shiki trying to go for it. Yums, this might be the re-engage. Fabian gonna be caught. Air Shatter. Raging Sandstorm the flicker. Stopping them. Aaron Shiki able to escape. Now Cranberry low. Fabian walking up. So summer.
And Shiki walks away. Purify through.
Whoa.
Down goes 1. Yehezkiel in trouble.
Oh, flicker out of the Appraiser's Wrath. That's a double for Fabian. Sky's very low. They're on the chase. Aaron Shiki.
Entropy forward. Serving up a kill to Aran in the back line. Yum goes down. Fabian gets a triple.
That's a 4 for 0. Fabian almost getting the last shot on Stormy. 7 minutes in, it's a 5,000 gold lead. This is a stampede.
What was that fight? It looked like they sent one every angle, and they clean it up, almost getting a wipeout. Stormy the one to survive, and TLID will also get the turtle. At that point, it just looked like SRG was head on a swivel.
That's what you get when you have a 5,000 gold lead at 7 minutes. You could spread out your opponents, and if you go man to man, mano y mano, you're just shooting more fire than they are.
Yeah, I mean, even with all that happening, we were just talking about Aaron Shiki getting close to his Holy Trinity here, almost nearly there with that Holy Crystal.
Entropy to the face. The cojones on this young man.
That's Aaron Shiki. We saw a glimpse of that in the MPLID Grand Finals. He was flickering forward.
Yeah.
At the time, dying most of the times. He's learned from that mistake. He's learned from that experience. And you see that experience here. The young stallion maturing just over the course of a 2-3 week time period.
And now he's untouchable.
He's untouchable at this point. Fabian, too. Look at the damage just alone. 13, level 13 to Sakai's 9. And this is exactly why TLID continues to do this. Now assaulting the tier 2 in the bottom side already. No.
Look at this.
What?
Completely out-macroed. Stormy gets picked up top. We didn't even have to use the Raging Sandstorm.
That was 2v1.
That was 2v1.
And if I'm not mistaken, the last time we saw Stormy, he had an ult. Yeah? He had a passive.
Yeah, early on. Oh.
When Cram gets deleted by Raging Sandstorm, setting Cram out. Fabian going in. Primal Wrath to escape. Skies wants to go in with a taunt as well. RWM from JessNoLimit.
The ghost is swiping away. Can they get one underneath? Sakai's falls.
Another sniper away. Shiki gun zooms down from the skies.
Oh, SRG, it's looking so grim at this point. It's still early on, under the 10-minute mark, but they're just getting picked off everywhere. Stormy, even from a distance.
Taking names, turrets, camps. Team Liquid ID are starving Sinatra Giants every turn.
That's a 3,000 gold lead between the gold laners. Aaron Shiki, Holy Crystal, on the way to a Divine Glaive, it seems.
Yeah, that's going to be way too much. It already is. To deal with Lord Gone doesn't stand up for long, and now buffs and everything else that TLID wants as they balloon it to 10,000 gold at under the 10-minute mark.
What's the comeback angle? What do SRG have to do to keep the Golden Road alive?
I'll say stay underneath their turrets, pop the Holy Shields if necessary, and make the most of Stormy's ult. Frigid Glacier might actually be one of their few stoppers.
There's a problem with that, though. Innocent only has the Malefic gun. He doesn't have the Berserker's Fury yet.
Yeah.
Is it enough damage to even defend?
That's what I'm saying. Use your turrets. They have to be smart about it.
At this point, how do they juggle this? Shield defenses are going to be pop, bottom, mid, nearly the top next. Aaron Shiki, just as we mentioned, now Divine Glaive. They are more than ready for this fight if they want to force it. They try to keep it together under the turret.
RWM Raging Sandstorm from A! Going on to Innocent, slain again. Skies will get the ton on Daran, but Liquid want to stampede their way to a win.
It might be over.
The base is open. That is a wipeout. A slow death for the Red Giants. JessNoLimit, Winter Crown in the base. The Red Giants have fallen! The Liquid Stampede has shattered the Golden Road.
These young stallions are galloping at speeds they have only dreamed of. The Cavalry are going to the Grand Finals.
And the Cavalry was brought down by the weight of the Super Fam in their initial bout. They've slain the Red Giants in a sweep, and now they get the rematch against Fnatic Onyx Philippines in the Grand Finals tomorrow.
For the third time in the M6 World Champions, TLID are facing off against Fnatic Onyx Philippines.
Amazing series. Again, I would have not expected double sweeps, but that's it for us. Me, Naisu, Mirko, and Leo. Let's throw it over on stage for the winners.
Amid the never-ending challenges, the home ground heroes stood tall and carried the entire Malaysia on their back. Finishing with a top 3, their Golden Road unfortunately has not been achieved, but Axiata Arena, a round of applause to Selangor Red Giants. They fought really well, and this will be the last time for the final bow from the hometown heroes. You guys may now take your final bow. Once again, Axiata Arena, this is Selangor Red Giants.
Thank you very much, boys. We hope to see you guys come back stronger next year. And now, your last grand finalist, Axiata Arena. Give it up for Team Liquid Indonesia. They started crumble, but now they're come back stronger in this knockout stage. Okay, Indonesian teams, this is Axiata Arena. We did 3-0 on this final lower bracket. How do you guys manage to come back to this stage stronger? And how you guys manage to make it 3-0? Widih, kok 3-0 ini? Keren banget.
Kita fokus di evaluasi kemarin sih, terus ya secepat mungkin belajar lah dari kesalahan kemarin gitu.
So they learn really fast. They want to make it better for the next. But how you guys manage to learn it really fast? Because your gameplay is really strong now. Widih, gimana sih caranya? Secepat itu kalian belajar?
Karena kita mau jadi juara, jadi kita harus belajar secepat mungkin gitu sih, Bude.
Belajar secepat mungkin. Kemenangan ini benar-benar dinantikan. Dan pastinya kalau dari Widih sendiri, seberapa susah sih untuk Widih 3-0 ini?
Susah banget sih, soalnya kan kita hitungannya penggagal salah satu kandidat Golden Road kan. Jadi ya meskipun susah, cuma emang mungkin udah takdir kita aja gitu ya.
Facing Selangor Red Giant, the Golden Road journey. So yeah, they say that it's hard.
Yes, it's definitely hard, and we can see that they've actually prepared a lot for this matchup. Aaron Shiki. Aaron. Okay, come here. Now, Aaron, I want to ask you. You just faced Innocent in the gold lane. He just won Breakthrough Player Award for M6. Was it hard, honestly, preparing for this matchup against Innocent?
Yes.
Susah.
Innocent so hard.
Innocent. Okay, it was hard to go up against Innocent. Now, what was the challenges you faced preparing for today? Especially, look, Axiata Arena, the entire arena is cheering for Selangor Red Giants. Do you feel pressure?
Saya tidak ada pressure.
Don't feel
nggak ke pressure maksudnya.
You don't feel pressured at all. So do you think that it's more buff for you when you see everybody cheering for your opponent? Rasa buff tak? Entire arena cheer untuk Selangor Red Giants tadi. Apa?
Mungkin karena ada orang spesial aja kali. Jadi ya.
Oh! There's a special someone! What do you want to say to that special someone?
Rahasia.
No, say. Don't say the name, but like a message to the special someone. Mau cakap apa dekat special someone?
Makasih yang udah, makasih terus. Dan lagi makasih pokoknya.
Thank you.
Ya.
Thank you. Simple, neat. Thank you. He's secretive. It's a secret. Maybe if he wins tomorrow, he will expose. Who knows?
Ooh, we will wait for it. But after Aaron has to face Innocent, it's really hard. But now, Aaron, as the oldest one here, as the captain here, ini adalah panggung internasional pertama tim Liquid. Panggung yang membawa banyak memori. This stage has a lot of memory for Indonesian. So, how confident? Seberapa pede sih for Aaron to bring Team Liquid ID to the glory, to the champion?
Karena ini tempat kita dapat M1 dulu, jadi semoga kita bisa dapetin M6 sih. Amin.
Semoga.
Yeah.
Tapi melihat bagaimana perjalanan kalian yang naik turun, tren ini begitu kuat untuk Aaron. Sekarang Team Liquid ID begitu kuat. Apakah ini memang udah top play of Team Liquid ID? Is this the top play Team Liquid ID has?
Let's see tomorrow, Bude.
Oh, let's see tomorrow.
Yes, and from what Aaron said, actually, this is the 4 walls where they crowned M1 champion from Indonesia, which is EVOS. They're hoping that this will be the 4 walls that crowns them this time around. Now, Fabian. Whoa, both mics. Hi, Fabian. You feeling good?
What?
You're feeling good?
Yes, I'm feeling good.
You're feeling good and happy. Definitely, you should be feeling good. Clean sweep up against Selangor Red Giants. Now that you're in the grand final, once again, you will be going up against King Kong.
Woohoo!
Now, you've met him twice already.
Do you think you'll be ready to meet him again for the third time tomorrow and hopefully get different results?
Tanah banyak cakap ah. Yang penting saya main aja lah.
You don't want to say so much, you just want to play tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say to him? Because I saw a video where he actually disturbed you, I think, on Instagram. Yeah. Do you have anything to say to him? Because you guys are like friends.
For King Kong, love you King Kong.
But, bromance.
What do you guys talk about? Kalian ngobrol apa sih pas lagi ketemu? You guys are close. Are you talking about Mobile Legends?
Aduh, cuma bad words lah, jangan.
No. The video, I think it was a kiss on the cheek or something like that.
Oh,
yeah.
Cute friendship between the players, but last but not least, we have Skill here. We know that a lot of fans come to Axiata, a lot of fans in Indonesia as well watching you online, around the globe. Skill for this win. Untuk kemenangan ini, please say something.
Makasih semua supporter Indonesia yang udah datang jauh-jauh ke Malaysia, terus yang nonton dari online juga, terutama buat keluarga juga yang udah support kita, tetap dukung kita di grand final besok.
And for tomorrow match, untuk match besok hari, Skill, say something.
Kita bakal juara besok sih.
Woohoo! We will be the
Champion. Thank you very much and congratulations to Team Liquid. We will see you guys tomorrow at the grand finals. And with that, let us throw it back to the panel.
There's a lot to say, but before we even start, we gotta look at history, man. Because history is repeating itself. In M1, Malaysia got top 3. That was Todak. And now Selangor Giants is following in Todak's step, getting top 3 again. And this time, TLID going to the grand finals. Before this, it was Indonesia that won, but that was Indo versus Indo. So now we have to see if what happened at M1 will happen again at M6.
And a crazy thought, to be honest. A crazy thought that, things would pan out this way. Obviously, there are going to be those who are a little disappointed with the performance here, but, all good things have to come an end. I just wish that game didn't look the way it did. And that's the unfortunate part. But you got to give it credit where credit is due. The Cavalry, TLID, play one hell of a game.
Yeah, they brought their A game to such a different level. I don't think any of us expected it to be sweeps back-to-back.
Oh, yeah.
Lower bracket semifinals, lower bracket finals. But at least it gives us hope that TLID is actually going to be very ready when they meet FNOP tomorrow.
So again, let's talk about this. Again, Selangor Giants, game number 1, game number 2, game number 3. They took a very big risk when it comes to their draft. I kind of feel like the first 3 picks looked pretty good. But again, the Fredrin, great hero, paired up with the Bruno, is just that Eve. Ezekiel has been getting the Eve over and over and over again, and he's been phenomenal on it.
Yeah, he has been phenomenal on it, and Yehezkel's trying to hide his build, but unfortunately, we got it all on wraps. He went for Glowing Wand, and then immediately after, decided to go for the Wishing Lantern. Now, the problem here is that once he got the Wishing Lantern, all tanks, no matter how tanky you are, no matter how much healing you have, the Glowing Wand counters that. You cannot walk up anymore. And that was the final nail in the coffin for the side of TLID to ensure that they get this game. However, despite that, I feel like SRG, this is I would say, one of their worst performances. Everybody's making weird decisions. Everybody is kind of all over the place. There was no coordination, and worse yet, people were making some individual plays that just didn't make sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure, especially in a best of 5 when you're already down by 2, facing a potential sweep. That's very hard to come back from, almost impossible. And to see TLID, I feel like they understood the objective, right? They knew, hey, we got to them mentally, and now it's time to capitalize. Now it's time to dive into the heart. And honestly, it was still a great series. There's a lot that went well for SRG. Definitely congratulations to making it to top 3 again. Credits to Todak as well. But today's story is TLID.
Yep, SRG definitely has to look back into their play because I agree with Gideon, honestly. A lot of miscalculated plays, a lot of questionable movements coming in. But TLID, we got to talk about how fast Aaron Shiki got that goal.
Oh,
because Innocent got 1 item, he got 2. Like, it was like 7 minutes, 6-7 minutes that he got 2 items, and that was very, very fast. Like, honestly, like, the question was posed, Bruno or Nathan, who has the better late game? Like, we didn't even get to that point.
We didn't even get the opportunity to actually see it. We may never get to the opportunity to see that, honestly, but I mean, TLID came in game one swinging, completely disrupt the idea of SRG being an early aggressive team. And SRG, from that moment up until the last game, it just felt like they didn't know how to deal with it. We even saw it in that last time. TLID knew, okay, you have the Fredrin. We know it's a slow jungler. We're going to slow it down even more. And Witty was just in the face of Sekai's nonstop, denying multiple buffs. Look at the buffs right now. Only 3 orange buffs and 4 purple buffs for the side of SRG over the span of that almost 11 minutes. TLID just knew the objective and executed it perfectly.
Gentlemen, TLID, let's have a TLDR. Do you guys feel like TLID won the draft all 3 games?
All 3 games? Ooh, I would say yes. They did win in every single aspect there, but it's not like a complete win. I would say 60-40.
Yeah, but now we got to look at the MVP, Flavor Fave. It's Favian. That's looking very good. He doesn't want to say much. He just wants to play.
Yeah, and I think that's got to be the plan here, right? He needs to keep it clean. They need to be prepared because possibly the biggest day of their career is coming tomorrow. And it's not very often we get to see game MVPs without full item builds on. And that's what we're getting right here. The guy went for a little bit of safety in the end there, a little bit of possible push. But overall, man, Favian, I think we only saw him play Suyo all 3 games, right?
Joy won, right?
Yep.
Joy game 1 and then Suyo, right?
Yep. All of which he was having a ridiculous GPM. I would say like even the previous ones, like 800 seems about okay now that we're coming to like the last legs of the competition. 970. 970. He had a free game here.
Yeah, we got the pleasure of seeing him pick everybody apart, right? He definitely was going in for those solo kills and a well-deserved MVP for Flavor Favian.
Oh, coming into these highlights, there's just a lot of awkward moments, right? Why didn't Yums just not return into this bush? Yeah, he has Flicker, he can react to it. Same thing going for Innocent, the way that he lost his lane just really came down to nobody's communicating where exactly Witty is supposed to be. And I mean, obviously there's a couple of awkward moments with the Retributions not being able to take away the buffs, but at the end of the day, all of this is recoverable, right? They were building up to playing a composition in a meta which they've played for maybe over 2 years at this point.
Yeah, but Team Liquid ID was just, I mean, every mistake that a team makes, Team Liquid ID is going to make it feel like it's 2 or 3 mistakes. The goal just built up too quick. They were too clean overall. In game 1, TLID was maybe a little bit messy, but as those games went on, TLID was just like, nah, they were cleaning up, they were polishing up, and it was just getting harder and harder for SRG to keep up.
And now we're looking at the bracket here. These are the final 2 teams. It's Fnatic, Onyx, Philippines, going up against TLID, where TLID, they want to relieve the glory of M1 and FNOP. They want to make sure the Philippines keep on holding on to that World Championship title. Like, both teams, a lot of stakes for this one, because FNOP loses. First time in a long time. Philippines lost in the grand finals, and TLID not relieving the M1.
But they have the lower bracket to work in their favor. We typically see the lower bracket in these situations win out in the grand finals over the top bracket. And how crazy is it that in the beginning of the Swiss stage, we watched Fnatic, Onyx, and TLID fight it out. In the upper bracket finals, we watched them fight it out as well. And now to get to see them on the grand stage in the grand finals for one final bout.
Hopefully TLID can do something different than how their previous bouts went, because FNOP seemed to have their number, they seem to have their card. So far, look, FNOP was doing a TLID of what TLID just did to SRG. So TLID needs to think about how they're going to come into this grand finals, because it is definitely not going to be easy.
Here's the thing. We heard in the interview where Witty was like, we want to become champions, and how do we become champions is we got to learn. We got to adapt very, very fast. Because Clara asked that they look so different right now. We just got to see what else have they learned, because this is what they showed against SRG, which honestly, in my personal opinion, they haven't shown much. They just showed what they've already played.
I think the most that they've showed is the fact that Aran can actually play the Cho in the EXP. It makes that, flex pick a little bit more interesting. It makes you think, do I really need fast hands, or do I just need to strategize and outplay my opponent?
Well, wait a moment. we have a huge announcement to make. In conjunction of the Magic Chess Go soft launch in Malaysia and Singapore, we will be showcasing the first ever official Magic Chess Go competition, and the participants none other than
Soloz, JessNoLimit, Kelvin, Fuego, Bass, Beloyski, CQ Gaias, and Dean Gaming. So make sure you don't miss out on the Magic Chess Go All-Star happening on the 14th of December in Axiata Arena, right after the M6 semifinal matches. Don't forget to download Magic Chess Go on your devices and experience the new and fresh gameplay.
Man,
that sounds good, by the way.
That sounded great.
That sounded great.
I
And
learned from you.
Just to keep it short, is happening after this. Like, just after this.
Just a way to kind of show off the new game, and it's almost standalone. It runs at 60 FPS, and you've got a bunch of influencers ready to throw down and about.
Do you think Beloyski will go for the lose streak strategy?
No.
Because he always takes 7 deaths, so maybe he'll take a couple losses in a row, get his econ up.
Although, that's an interesting proposition.
Just saying, it's
definitely possible. It's definitely possible. But now we got to look at the Kadia play of the day. We had 2 best of 5s. Unfortunately, all of them were sweeps. But let's check out the play of the day. And it looks like this play today is between Team Spirit and Selangor Red Giants, where Yums didn't use the jawhead for this one, but this is the wipeout that Selangor Red Giants got onto Team Spirit.
Yeah, it was quite the capitalization because a lot of their ults had already been thrown out, but at the same time, a bit of an overextension, right? We see the push and pull between both of these teams. Once Team Spirit went too far, SRG clap back.
Yeah, a nice chef's kiss, a nice au revoir at that point. They get the play of the day, but tomorrow we're going to see FNOP and TLID, and there's going to be a lot of plays of the day.
Oh yeah, because tomorrow it is going to be a best of 7. Hopefully it's not just 4 games. Because if that's it, something about Axiata Arena, man, whoever wins game number 1, they're just going to keep on winning. Like, if tomorrow is 4-0, something about this place.
Hey, you better hope history repeats itself. Maybe that reverse sweep might just happen. I don't know for what side, and I'm not pointing out in either direction, but it could possibly happen here in this legendary arena.
So if a 3-0 happens, and then the other team gets 1 win, then Axiata Arena got activated.
Axiata Curse? Axiata Legacy Bless?
Legacy? Yeah, Axiata.
Axiata. Multiplier, not multiplier. So we'll figure something out. Okay, by tomorrow. We have
about 12 hours.
About 12 hours. So now, thank you very much, Gideon, Frex, Seth Weezy, as well as our casters, Mirko, Leo, as well as Nice. That's it for us. We'll see you guys in the grand finals tomorrow.
Lost in the shadows, feeling so small, but I've got a fire, won't let myself fall. Every hit taken, every scar earned, lessons in pain from which I've learned. When the world says I'm done, I'm just on in my run. Through the darkest of nights, I will find. You won't get me down, you won't get me down. I get back on track with a peaceful attack. I'll always come back around. I'll never back down, no, I'll never back down. A force to behold and it waits to unfold. I'll always come back around. When worlds converge and dreams ignite, there are millions to witness the champion arise. With every challenge, we push with all our might, for we have only one goal, the the ultimate prize when hope seems so far. I'll reach for the stars in the heart of the storm. I am reborn, I am reborn. You won't get me down, you won't get me down. I get back on track with a peaceful attack. I'll always come back around. I'll never back down, no, I'll never back down. Forced to behold any way to and fall. I'll always come back around. Battle, battle, taking the ride. Make it, break it, hate it, I shine. You won't get me down, no, I'll never back down. You won't get me down, you won't get me down. I get back on track with a peaceful attack. I'll always come back around. I'll never back down, no, I'll never back down. Forced to behold any way to and fall. I'll always come back around. You won't get me down, you won't get me down. I get back on track with a peaceful attack. I'll always come back around. I'll never back down, no, I'll never back down. Forced to behold any way to and fall. I'll always come back around, always come back around. Lost in the shadows, feeling so small. But I've got a fire, won't let myself fall. Every hit taken, every scar earned, lessons in pain from which I've learned. When the world says I'm done, I'm just starting my run. Through the darkest of nights, I will find. You won't get me down, you won't get me down. I get back on track with a peaceful attack. I'll always come back around. I'll never back down, no, I'll never back down. Forced to behold any way to and fall. I'll always come back around. When worlds converge and dreams ignite, there are millions to witness the champion arise. With every challenge, we push with all our might. For we have only one goal, the ultimate prize. When hope seems so far, I'll reach for the stars in the heart of the storm. I am reborn, I am reborn. You won't get me down, you won't get me down. I get back on track with a peaceful attack. I'll always come back around. I'll never back down, no, I'll never back down. Forced to behold any way lost in the shadows, feeling so small. But I've got a fire, won't let myself fall. Every hit taken, every scar earned, lessons in pain from which I've learned. When the world says I'm done, I'm just starting my run. Through the darkest of nights, I will find. You won't get me down, you won't get me down. I get back on track with a peaceful attack. I'll always come back around. I'll never back down, no, I'll never back down. A force to behold and it waits to unfold. I'll always come back around. When worlds converge and dreams ignite, there are millions to witness the champion arise. With every challenge, we push with all our might. For we have only one goal, the ultimate prize. When hope seems so far, I'll reach for the stars. In the heart of the storm, I am reborn, I am reborn. You won't get me down, you won't get me down. I get back on track with a peaceful attack. I'll always come back around. I'll never back down, no, I'll never back down. A force to behold and it waits to unfold. I'll always come back around. Battle, battle, taking the ride, make it, break it, hit it, I shine. You won't get me down.
Magic Chess fans, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. Our voices have finally been heard. We're paving the way for a more competitive and bright future for one of our favorite games in the world as Magic Chess players. You know, finally, our dreams of becoming pros, potentially in Magic Chess, is close to becoming a reality. Welcome to Magic Chess Go Go. With over 12 million pre-registrations, Magic Chess Go Go has officially arrived. The game is now in soft launch in Malaysia and Singapore, and pre-registration is also available for other countries in the APAC region now. My name is Renmar, and welcome to our very first look at this brand new title, this brand new esports title, Magic Chess Go Go All-Star. Welcome, everybody! And of course, to celebrate this highly anticipated mobile title, we're holding an all-star match featuring 8 players beloved and well-known by MLBB fans. With 2 teams and 4 players on each side, today we are going to introduce to the world the 4v4 format of Magic Chess. And for that, we would like to invite 2 important figures in MLBB that carry the role of the captain. The captain of Team Magic is one of the most well-known MLBB names from Indonesia. He hit 10 million subscribers in early 2020, and in 2024, he has hit 52.5 million subscribers and counting. Welcome, JessNoLimit and Team Magic! Not just JessNoLimit, he's joined by Baloy, Bass, and Kelvin as well. On the other hand, captain of Team Go-Go, recognized by the Malaysian MLBB community and awarded by MPL as a legenda, now is one of the most important figures in Team Vamos who participated in the M6 World Championship. This is Soloz and Team Go-Go! He's also joined by Fuego, Dean Gaming, and Chiku Guy. So, of course, just like our tradition in esports here in MLBB, for Magic Chess, you guys can do the fist bump. And of course, I would also like to invite the two team captains up on stage, Soloz and JessNoLimit. If you guys could join me for a quick little interview before we begin the proceedings. Jess and Soloz as well. Again, please, a round of applause for our two captains. All right. Park myself in between you guys. So, how are you guys doing? How are you guys feeling? I feel like I've seen you guys all throughout the day here in Axiata so far. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great.
Feeling great? Feeling excited to get some Magic Chess on?
Sure, yes.
All right, MCGG. What about you, Soloz?
Yeah, I feel excited, so I'm not sure. I think I'll try my best with the rest of my team to play MCGG.
All right, already so humble. Maybe he has some secret strategies. Suddenly they've been working so hard. So, JessNoLimit, I just need to know, how long have you been playing Magic Chess before you started playing MCGG?
I'm playing Magic Chess a bit, and then since MCGG launched, I played a lot.
Ah, so you're one of the lucky ones that got to play it a little bit
Yeah.
earlier than everyone, and you've been playing a lot recently. So, what about for you, Soloz? Like, have you been liking MCGG so far while you've been practicing? You find it easy and accessible to play?
Alright, I did play before, so I think it's different from MLBB Magic Chess. It's more synergy, more heroes, so I think it's quite fun.
So even though it's Magic Chess Go-Go, there's still enough different about it between that and, of course, the MLBB version. So what do you enjoy the most about MCGG, Jess? Is it synergies, the commanders, maybe the new Go-Go cards features? What do you enjoy the most personally?
I think the Go-Go card.
Ah, so the game-changing effects,
Yes.
right? You think that makes it a very surprisingly complex game in a way?
I think it's very fun.
Yeah, I think it's very,
very
fun.
fun.
The
Yeah,
Go-Go
it's very
cards.
fun.
All right, you guys are gonna know and see for yourselves what the Go-Go cards actually do in the game when you see them compete. So for you, Soloz, are there any specific synergies or play style that you go for? Do you try to focus on your economy? Do you want to be aggressive? How do you play Magic Chess Go-Go?
Yeah, I think I'm more suitable with Dragon Altar. So, because if I get a Link level 2 or level 3, then it's unstoppable.
You said you played a bit, but then suddenly it's Dragon Altar, level 3 Link, unstoppable. So now I feel like he's actually secretly really good. You think, are you confident that you guys can beat him?
Confident.
Confident?
With my team.
With his team, of course. It's not just JessNoLimit. What about you, Soloz? Confident?
Confident. Same also with my team.
All right, so they're both confident. Jess, thank you for your time. You can go back and join your team right now. But Solo's here with me, and I think I'd also like to call on Bass from Team Go-Go, or Bass, I think, from Team Magic, right? So Bass from Team Magic, along with Soloz and I, we're gonna do something for the fans here on ground. We're actually gonna be doing giveaways, and since, well, all of you here have taken the time, let's go ahead. You can go ahead, walk forward, and we're actually gonna be looking for people to help, to win the prizes. This is the launch, the start of Magic Chess Go-Go Esports. So for you guys who don't forget that the game is now in soft launch in Malaysia and Singapore. You can scan the QR code now to download Magic Chess Go-Go and try it out now today. Those are for the viewers watching at home. And also for other APAC regions, you can pre-register with the QR code and you'll be able to receive the pre-registration rewards. Gentlemen, it's very simple what we're gonna do. You see the crowd? You see the crowd that we have here right now? We can start first with Soloz. I just want you to go ahead, look at the crowd. I want people to be standing up, raise your hands, make some noise, because Soloz will be picking the lucky winner of one ROG phone, along with MCGG in-game commander skins and chessboards. So, stand up, raise your hands, make some noise if you want to win an ROG phone!
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so you just have to point. Go ahead and pick.
Okay. Yeah, betul.
So,
betul. Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's it? See, that's it. Even he couldn't believe it. All right. Baz, we're gonna do the same thing for you, so it's your turn. Go ahead. The people here right now, raise your hands, stand up, make some noise. Who? Oh, this one, he's really thinking about it here. There, that guy in the back? Yes. Not you, Poji. Poji, you already work here. The one with the clappers, yeah. In the the one with the SRG shirt. Don't forget that the winners here today are also going to be getting not just an ROG Phone 9, but also an MCGG in-game commander skin and chessboard. So yeah, don't worry, we still got more giveaways and prizes coming on at the end of the program. So gentlemen, thank you for your time. Both of you can now return to your teams and get ready for the match. But of course, don't forget that for the people online, you can now redeem some goodies as well. There is going to be a CD key redeem popping up on your screen, because we also have an MCGG redemption code that you can claim. Enter this redemption code in your MCGG profile settings and get in-game items such as chess points, Star Trail chess, or the biggest reward, a 3-star Commander Layla. Now, before we move on to the match between the two teams, let's dive into the game format we'll be using. As I had mentioned before, there will be a total of 8 players, with 4 players assigned to each team. The match will follow a best-of-1 format, and the team with the highest accumulated points will be declared the winner. How will we calculate the points? It's pretty simple. Each placement corresponds to a specific point value. 8th place with 0 points, 7th place with 1 point, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, climbing up from 2 to 6 points, and of course, first place, you will be getting 8 points. The points earned by each player will be combined with their teammates' scores to determine the team's total points. If Team A's total is higher than Team B's, then obviously they win, and vice versa. And that is the game format in a nutshell. All right, as we can see, the players are now ready. The clash between the two teams is about to unfold in the realm of Magic Chess Go-Go. Who will emerge as the winner of the All-Star match? This is where Magic Chess Go-Go Esports begins!
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Magic Chess Go-Go All-Stars 2024. But before we get into anything, I'm your caster, Moman, and beside me is Sadafa. How you feeling today, bro?
Feeling very excited. This is, of course, our inaugural debut of Magic Chess Go-Go on a massive stage right here in Axiata Arena. We've been through quite an incredible day of matches here in the M6 World Championship, but now it's time to take a step back and relax with a brand new game, a standalone application of the Magic Chess that we all know and love, with many impressive names and faces competing on stage.
Yeah, it's the season of giving, and the gifts don't stop, right? Right now, the game is available at soft launch for Malaysia and Singapore. You can see the QR code down below. You can get the game if you are located in Malaysia and Singapore, but if you're in any other APAC region, pre-registration is already available for you guys. And, well, it's already December.
Yeah, and if you pre-register, you guys are liable to get pre-registration rewards as well. So for those of you who are worried and wondering when is Magic Chess Go-Go going to be released in my region, don't worry. There's already some rewards prepared for you guys. So make sure to jump right on that. But we have had the chance to really test out this new game. I'm sure all the players on stage have been able to do so as well. And I think we're going to see some very interesting things today.
Yeah, there's a lot of new changes, right? Especially the Go-Go cards. But now let's look at the teams that will be playing today. It will be Team Magic, led by JessNoLimit, with Beloy on his team, Bass, and Kelvin as well. I mean, these are no strangers to most of you guys. And of course, on the other side, we will have Team Go-Go. And it's going to be even crazier. Team Go-Go's here. Bring it away, Sadafa.
Yeah, we got Soloz, we got Fuego, we got Dean Gaming, and we have Chiku, guys. There's some local Malaysian legends on the side of Team Go-Go here. We all know Soloz, we all know Chiku. We, of course, know JessNoLimit and Beloy from the other side as well. These are all MLBB players that have graced our screens many a time. But now they're gonna do the same for Magic Chess Go-Go, which I think a lot of you guys watching at home are gonna be very interested to see. Like, what happens when a professional MLBB player plays MCGG?
Todak Malaysia, I mean, Geek Fam, they're playing MCGG. And the thing is, right, we've been playing a lot of MCGG. And one of the names, a few of the names, are very familiar when you're looking up the guides to the synergies and what commander to use. I gotta say, most of them, they've been building a lot of guides, so you don't have to go into the game completely blind. There's a lot of structures available to use to combine the synergies and choose your commanders.
Yeah, I think Dean Gaming, especially from the side of Team Go-Go, is gonna come to mind, right? Any of us who have been playing a lot of MCGG would have seen his name on a lot of the example builds that they show you as a way of giving reference for how you're going to play the game. So I get the feeling we need to keep an eye on him, especially because he definitely seems like one of the biggest threats in this show match.
Yeah, and the thing about Magic Chess Go-Go is you're choosing your units to pick and place on the board. So this is going to be a game of who gets the correct synergies, who gets the correct economy. There's a lot of pivot pieces here, and of course, there's a lot of strategies in this early game. The most important thing is, right now, which commanders have they picked? And you said Dean Gaming will be the one to watch, right? Looks like he went for the Layla, actually.
Is that Layla? No, that is Fanny,
Oh,
isn't
that's
it?
Fanny.
Yeah, that's Fanny. Because sometimes it can be a bit hard to tell with the small, but I love the chibis that they've created for MCGG, right? The art is clean, the characters are cute, but right off the bat, like you mentioned, Mo, you can tell what kind of strategy these players are gonna go for just by their commander choice, right?
Yeah, and the thing is, right, we saw JessNoLimit. His favorite was Fanny, but he's currently playing the Veil. And the Veil is so good when there's no other Veils on the board. This is why, because he has that updraft. What that updraft does, it's essentially a synergy finder for you. It increases the probability of you getting that synergy from whichever piece that you choose, but you can only use it at the first two stages. But looking at the Go-Go guards that they have went for, you see that they had the mirror devices and meditation training
for this one. You get 2 rerolls each time for every single player. And meditation training is a sign that you're going for the late game.
Yeah, when you're going for a Moskov as well, right? This is a hero, a commander that requires you to sacrifice different pieces. You can see there's a small little space on the left side where there's an Atlas there. So Vast can actually use that as a way to sacrifice units, and once he sacrifices the appropriate 1, 2, and 3 cost units and 4 cost, he can then activate Moskov's ritual to buff a specific unit. But it also acts as a separate space for you to store extra pieces as well.
Yeah, the thing is, this is very reliant on your economy, and the economy is at 10 gold, you get 2 interest per turn. At 20 gold, you get 4 interest per turn. But if you unlock that Vault Plus Go-Go card, you suddenly get a lot of interest going for you. But looking at all the economies of the players, they seem like they're really rushing for this middle game win streaks.
I'm actually already paying attention to Chiku guys' board right here. You can see that he has decided to go for the Ling Commander. That creates this special little duel zone in the bottom left, where a unit gets dragged in to play a duel without mana, right? And that's actually a very powerful combo with Astro Power, which it looked like Chiku guys was already going for. If no one stops him from getting Karina, he will become a huge problem.
Yeah, you can't really stop someone from getting Karina in this early game. You can't buy out their pieces. You are not really in Monopoly yet at this stage of the game. So Ling is very good if you're able to secure your Astro pieces beforehand. And Dean was one of the first few to actually make this kind of build where the showdown, you put that Karina inside and suddenly your Karina gets stacks. It's 6% every time. 10 stacks, that's 60%. Suddenly late game, your Karina's a monster.
But we also have to pay attention to some of the players that are focusing very early into the early game right here. We're looking at Solo's board, and he has gone for 3 pieces of Lost Picados with 2 marksmen. And Lost Picados is a very early game centered synergy, right? Because it gives you that extra item that you can see Claude is holding right now. And it just generally allows you to win fights quite easily. When paired up with a commander like 1-1, Soloz is aiming to snowball his interest towards the early mid game quite heavily and try to pivot off of that with high economy.
Yeah, now we have that choice of fate round where the lowest HP gets to go first and choose an item or a hero of their choice. Now you see that the players are already going for it. One of the key items over there, that golden staff that stacks up into 50 stacks, is a very good late game item as well. But you saw that Fuego being that first person going for the Thamos.
Yeah, going for Tamus is interesting. Already makes you think, is that intended to be sold because it is actually quite a high cost piece at this stage, or is it meant to be played for Abyss? And looking at the stats, Fuego is indeed trying to pick up Abyss right now. Having a 4 cost piece at this stage of the game is actually very, very powerful, because 4 cost and 5 cost pieces just generally tend to be huge stat sticks. But we also see Soloz on top having 2 4-star pieces himself, so very much aiming for that. Already a 4-0 3-win streak for both players on the top of the board.
Yeah, he went for a very early game strategy where he managed to get the Go-Go card, getting that Claude, because those 4 gold pieces and the 5 gold pieces, those are the big boys, right? That big boys, they don't come until later stages of the game. You're looking at the level 5 or level 7, where level 5 you get possibly a 3% chance or 6% chance, of getting a 4-star piece. Meanwhile, at level 7, you get a 1% chance of getting a 5 gold piece.
Yep. It's quite a low chance, but I am really disliking what I'm seeing from Soloz right now. Did grab that Lost Picados crystal, so now doesn't need all 3 Lost Picados heroes to be on the board to get the full synergy. And leaning towards pivoting to Monian, which is a very powerful late game synergy. It basically gives attack speed to every single one of your pieces and builds up quite heavily. Was able to get a Claude with that Go-Go card as well. That's where you got the badge from. And that means that Soloz is already setting up to use this early game snowball to pivot into a strong late game composition. He is so far the only player on the board to have not lost any commander health.
Yeah, and really, with triple synergies at this early stage of the game, you don't even have your second Go-Go card yet. And he already has 3 synergies. This is a game of mixing and matching synergies as much as possible. There's a lot of new original lineups coming up every single day. But looking at Chiku guys, already has a stacked Masha with that I mean, Wintervale? Northern
Vale, yes. Northern Vale Bruiser looks to be the build that Chiku guys is going for. Very powerful towards the early mid game as well. And because Northern Vale scales all the way up to 6, actually applies a lot of pressure towards the late game as well. Once you've got Eve and Aurora under your belt, if you're able to get a snowball in on Masha or Freya, it becomes even more powerful.
Yeah, now they get their second go-go card, and it's always a random rarity each time. There was a game where I got 3 golden go-go cards, and it's always random. Every game, it's a new, fresh start. And now, with this creep round, you're gonna get items and equipment as well as we go later and later on into the game. There will be a certain rotation for these stages where you fight other players 3 times. Then you go into that creep stage. And 3 times you fight other players again. Then you go into that choice of fate.
Yep. It's a very natural progression, which I'm sure all of us Magic Chess players would be familiar with. But looking at the other side of the board, right, Baloy right now, not doing that well in terms of HP. Did pick up the Go-Go card to go for 20 extra shield, but has decided to go into the Eruditio synergy. Very good for playing off of when you are on the back line, right? And particularly works well if you have a commander like Nana. Unfortunately, though, Baloy is playing Zilong, so there's a little bit of mismatch in the commander and synergy here.
But the thing is, right, you get that great Dragon Spear from that Baloy's commander's skill that he has already put on the Nolan. So the Nolan is outputting a lot of damage here. And Nolan is a backline destroyer where he's able to dash 3 tiles in and leave a fracture on that floor and deal a lot of damage to potentially your carry, which will usually be a marksman at the back. But the thing about Eruditio is, it's a late game build. It's very set for the late game where you get that 30 Eruditio energy, suddenly you have a Natan on your field.
Yeah, so Baloy's goal is basically to survive until that stage of the game, and for now, I think he does stand a pretty good chance of being able to do so. Looking at some of the other players here we got Fuego from Team Agogo going for a Abyss synergy, already at 4. They did pick up Tamus earlier, already has that Berserker's Fury on it. Now, when you go for an Abyss synergy, typically the pieces that you want to target are going to be that Alice and Moskov to play for the mid game, but once you get into the later stages, having access to Tamus and Terizla grants you a lot of teamfight potential. However, Abyss as a synergy does damage a little bit more slowly in total, so it is a comp that you want to stay alive to dish out DPS.
Yeah, it's a different strategy for Abyss because you have that Engulf skill, which deals damage over time, where you stack that damages on top. And at 6 synergy, you deal 50 per stack, per second. And it just stacks up over time. But there's a cap to this, right? This is why Abyss, it doesn't do that well in that late game. It destroys the mid game. But when you have a player who potentially has something like a Nature Spirit, something like a Swordsman, the damage just pokes through and suddenly Abyss doesn't look too good.
Yeah, Abyss can have a bit of difficulty when you're going up against synergies like Nature Spirit that just outlast you, or synergies like Northern Vale or Monian who just straight out DPS you, right? So those are the ones that Fuego has to be the most concerned about right now. We can see them going up against Soloz. So far, still undefeated in any of the rounds, but actually taking quite a lot of damage here. Soloz leaning into a very backline heavy composition, and that means that the Abyss can just whittle right through it. And with that, the first bit of damage has been dealt to the captain of Team Gogo.
Yeah, Soloz, I mean, he does have the ability to outscale Abyss later on, but now looking at Dean Gaming, one of the key players to watch, he is going for a very risky glass cannon build, but choice of fate here. This +1 capacity is huge for almost every single player. You see that everyone in that Magic Chess Go-Go community go for that +1 capacity because it increases your chance of forming new synergies where you have an increased capacity of heroes on the field, which can only be done by increasing your commander level, which is kind of expensive.
It is definitely quite expensive, but let's have a look at one of the players that we really highlighted early on, right? Dean Gaming has a lot of guides in the game, has gone for 4 synergy, actually also going to be playing for Eruditio, has already built up 20 of the stacks. You can actually see it from the little crystal at the bottom right of the board, and is pairing it up with the marksman and swordsman synergies. So with the Dragon Altar as well, this is pretty balanced overall, but does notably lack a very powerful front line. So that means that if he's dealing with a comp that just straight up does a lot of damage, may have difficulty surviving it.
Oh, if you take a look at his items, he does have that itemization. He has that dominant ice already, which is for the sun in that later stages of the game. And the Feather of Heaven is already online. All he needs now is gonna be that golden staff and that immortality, because the Natan is secured, right? You get that damage going from that Eruditio once you hit that 30 of that little Eruditio ball that you see just now. It was 22, but you see that he already has 4 Eruditio, which means every time he's taking damage, he's getting 5 Eruditio energy every time.
Yeah, the higher your Eruditio synergy is, the more stacks you get on your crystal with every round. You will naturally get more stacks from losing, so it depends on whether you want to go for a comeback sort of strategy, playing around Nana's commander ability, or just straight up snowballing. It's a little slower, but you'll have a lot more health to work with. As we can see right now, it is going to be, I believe, Chiku guys at the top right now with a 7-game winning streak. Having that pivot has been very powerful for him thus far, and we can just see how much damage it is able to do. Yep, he is shifting perfectly into the Northern Veil Bruiser combo. This is a synergy combo that I enjoy playing quite a lot as well. It does a deceptive amount of damage, and we can see here, although it looks like Fuego is starting to get the upper hand, Abyss does have a little bit of difficulty going up against a composition that is able to dish out true damage at this scale.
And that's a level 1 Northern Veil, by the way. If he gets another stack of synergy for that Northern Veil, it's gonna suddenly do twice the amount of damage. So definitely Chiku guys going for a very early cheese strat here, which is that Northern Veil into Bruiser, because it deals a lot of damage. Once you keep dealing that damage, you apply the pressure on the Eruditio players.
Yeah, I kind of want to see how many stacks of dueling this Masha has right now, right? Because she, okay, thank you very much for production. 7 stacks. That's a good amount at this point of Champion's Spirit. So Chiku guys continuing to build this up. And from what we've seen of the other players, not many of them are going for Bruiser or Northern Veil either. So Chiku guys has just free access to a lot of the pieces he needs to complete this lineup.
And really, it's very scary for the Eruditio players because they're keeping their HP so low. And suddenly when you get your Natan, you're so tempted to put your Natan at the safest position. But what the showdown of that Ling does, it pulls the furthest unit away into that showdown zone. So potentially your Natan gets dragged in and you lose your 5 gold unit straight at the start.
Yeah, so you have to be very careful when playing a composition like that Eruditio. But we were talking about how not many other players are going for Northern Veil Bruiser. JessNoLimit, captain of Team Magic, does seem to be leaning in that direction, right? We can see the go-go cards that he has picked up. Went for equipment early on, actually leaning towards the Bloodwings later to build into the Eve and the Aurora, the late-game pieces of Northern Veil. Actually 1 piece away, I believe, from a 3-star Masha as well. But still lacking some of the front line really needed to keep Northern Veil alive.
This is where your positioning of the pieces comes in very clutch here. And the thing is, he's going up against Soloz, who has spread out the pieces. As you can see, he's not going for a Northern Veil Bruiser, right? He's just pure Northern Veil, where your Aurora is dealing the multiple stacks of damage, and it's in a set AoE, so you just gotta space out your pieces really well, and if you can do that, then yeah, suddenly you're not taking damage at all. You only take damage on 1 or 2 units.
Yeah, Northern Veil is supposed to be a synergy that allows you to play quite well into the early mid-game, but you can see that JessNoLimit is actually at the bottom of the board right now. So facing a lot of difficulty. You can see here, that is a lot of re-rolling we are seeing here. I'm surprised at the amount of money that is being spent by Dean Gaming, but it does end up paying off now having that 5 Eruditio, 4 Dragon Altar, and 34 stacks stacks on his crystal.
Yeah, that 34 stacks is huge because it actually gives you a lot of gold. We're going to be seeing him pop in it really soon. And suddenly he's going to be a millionaire where he's going to get so much gold and he has that 6 synergy in hand already. So it's potentially secured. His synergy is so good right now. All he has to do is be wary of the Ling player and position his Natan away from the Ling.
Yeah, Team Gaming looking to be in a very, very solid position right now. Although his commander HP is quite low, he is starting to reach the peak of the power spike for both Eruditio and Dragon Altar, and he hasn't actually needed to pop the Eruditio crystal yet. For those of you who may be a little bit unfamiliar with this lineup, the bigger the number on that little purple orb you have down there, the more stuff, the more gold, the more pieces, the more everything you get once you do eventually open it.
Yeah, it's just a Christmas box that you're saving up, and you're some kind of just a saver, right? You're a miser. Eruditio, it's just a very risky build to play. That's why we see people play on that Nana, where you have that second lease of life from the Molina's gift. But he's doing it on a Fanny. But now we're looking at Kelvin's point of view, where he's going for that Northern Vale Bruiser, but mixing in that Monian and mixing in that Marksman. With that, I mean, he's not doing too hot against Fuego's build, who is currently at an abyss of 6, I believe.
Yeah, Fuego doesn't have to contest with a lot of people. Abyss doesn't seem to be a very heavily contested synergy here in this overall round. And now we are once again going into the choice of fate. JessNoLimit got to go for that capacity as soon as possible. Bass going to be able to pick it up as well. There are actually 2 Auroras and a Lancelot in the center, both of which are pieces that a lot of these players might want to play for.
And Team Gaming, I mean, not having a lot of choices, right? I play his build, I use his build, so I know exactly what he's going for. And he did not find any key pieces, but he did pick up that bait. So definitely looking at across the board, Fuego with that 6 Abyss is going to start destroying people who does not have that 6 synergy. But Beloy has already popped that Eruditio crystal with the 2-star Natan, and so does Base. But Base, I think he bought it, right? He bought that Natan just raw, so he has that 6 Astral synergy as well.
Yeah, we actually have to be very cautious about these 2 players right now because Natan does a lot of damage, especially when you have that crystal set up. We can see here Kelvin has been having some trouble throughout the game so far, but is doing a very respectable amount of damage now that he's been able to pick up the 4 Bruiser for Northern Vale, is able to win this duel against Soloz. And we actually witnessed our first elimination of the game there with Beloy not being able to take the victory against JessNoLimit and being the player eliminated at 8th place.
Yeah, and going for that Zilong Eruditio, I mean, even though you were a Natan, you have that Natan at 2-star already, it's just very sad to see because it wouldn't have happened if you were on a Nana, right? You would have that second lease of life, and you could have potentially died to a bad positioning. You could have potentially placed it where the Masha was, and suddenly it just gets dragged in.
Eruditio is a synergy that lets you play for a weaker early, losing a lot of HP and trading it for mid to late game momentum, but you gotta make sure that you're able to reverse that in the first place. So when you're pairing it up with a Zilong who ideally wants to play off of his equipment, that can be a bit difficult. But now we see the duel between Chiku guys and Solo's mirror here, and we can just see the strength of Solo's comp. Even though Chiku guys has been able to build up so many stacks on his Masha, Soloz is close to completing his comp. He's already got that Sun, very powerful tank. On the other side, we've got Team Gaming versus JessNoLimit, 3-star Popple and Koopa, but not quite enough to finish things off, and that means that he as well will be eliminated. The captain of Team Magic taken out at 7th place.
2 members of Team Magic are already down. Team GoGo, they are securing that top 4 position for now, but things change here, right? You get another lease of items from this orange buff here. This orange buff creep gives you 2 itemizations, so you get 2 equipments. But the thing is, Dean is also going for that late game Eruditio build, and he hasn't popped that Eruditio crystal yet.
Ooh, I do actually find Bass's synergy interesting though, going for the 6 Stargazer and trying to build into some Astro Power as well. Might be a bit difficult to complete that, but this is actually a surprisingly powerful composition because, as you can see there, heroes are blessed by the stars and restore mana every second, and that's very good for enabling a hero like Natan. We can see by the slight purple glow on him as well that he has elected to give Moskov's ritual buff to this hero. This is his main carry piece. And he has positioned all his units in a particular arrangement to make sure that no swordsman type pieces can reach him.
Yeah, and the thing is, that's a very nice positioning on the Karina, just in case you go up against Chiku guys, who is on that Ling, right? That Karina will be dragged into that zone. Of course, you're not going to win a 10-stack Masha, but definitely your Natan is going to be safe. And now we have him going up against Soloz, who has completed that Marksman synergy.
As the Marksman synergy does a lot of damage in the late game here. Let's see if Natan's able to out-DPS it. All of the front line has already melted away and is getting pretty close with the Melissa. Gonna be the last one holding ground for Soloz. 21 damage to the commanders right away, leaving him at 5 HP. Bass right now alongside Kelvin, holding on to the hopes of Team Magic, and the latter actually being able to win a game against Dean as well.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. You need a lot of burst damage to go through that Stargazer synergy, right? Because you don't want to have that sustained mana exactly beating you. I mean, the swordsmen, they have so much iframe. Something like a Ling, something like a Lancelot, where you have that iframes to actually deal the damage to the back line. But nobody goes for swordsman here, and he takes that opportunity, goes for that Stargazer build. But now, this 6 Abyss, still, Fuego on top. We were saying that, yeah, Abyss might not work, but the thing is, he paired it up with the Defender synergy, where he's able to sustain for a very long time because you get a lot of hybrid defense. And if he's able to get that 6 hybrid defense, all he needs to do is stay alive, and Golf will do a lot of damage. But whether or not can he withstand the damage of his own teammate here, it's team against team.
Yep, it gets to that unfortunate timing here. It's Fuego versus Soloz, and Soloz able to take the victory. Wow, dropping Fuego to 1 HP, but Kelvin not quite as lucky. Yet another member of Team Magic gonna be eliminated, this time at 6th place. All of their hopes now ride on Bass, while all 4 members of Team GoGo still stand, albeit at very low HP.
Yeah, Bass, he's the only one left, right? And he has the highest HP. He could run it for glory for his team here. Definitely that first place giving him that 8-point advantage, but definitely not enough for his team to win. But still, you want that glory. You want to be in that top spot.
He does have a tricky position here because Astro Power, you want that to be buffing your strongest unit, but that's the Natan right now, and he's unfortunately not part of the Astro Power synergy, so it loses a little bit of that overall combination. But now Dean Gaming gonna be going up against Fuego. This is going to be the Eruditio versus the Abyss, and it is getting close, but we've already mentioned Abyss is weak to high burst damage, and because of that, Fuego cannot survive. Dean Gaming will eliminate his own teammate. And Soloz, the captain of Team GoGo, will fall as well. But that is alongside the final member of Team Magic, Bass, going to be eliminated at this point. Now it is only Dean Gaming and Chiku guys holding up the competition.
Yeah, it looks like Team GoGo is in for that home stretch here. The last choice of fate coming through. They can pick anything they want, and their team has already won. But in a ranked game standard, right? In a ranked game, what does getting that first place get you?
Yeah, getting that first place obviously gets you a lot of points for ranking up, right?
Yeah.
It obviously gets you the status of being the winner as well, but I think these are very interesting synergies to witness, right? We got the Bruiser with Northern Veil. Chiku already has 3-star Masha with all the Ling stacks, so that's terrifying. Dean Gaming has Eruditio, now trying to lean into some of the higher cost pieces, having a Bane to maybe hold on to the front line, alongside some swordsmen, but they are only at 3. They don't quite have the 4 swordsmen buff, so I'm worried if the damage damage is not going to be enough because the front line here is so powerful. And well, One Piece just immediately gets KO'd by Masha. We see the Avatar, the Guardian comes in, the Bane, all deadly catch. Actually, we can see Team Gaming holding on very, very well, but the 3-star Masha is still a massive problem, and it's not going to be enough. A freeze, a Winter Trunking, will it be enough? Nope, it is not. Immortality still standing, and it is none other than our finale here for Chiku Guys, our winner of the Magic Chess Go-Go All-Star Showmatch.
Yeah, and what a synergy coming out from Chiku, guys. He's just not just good at MLBB, he's good at MCGG as well.
Yeah, who would have thought? And a dominating performance as well by Team Go-Go. Almost all members of Team Magic were eliminated before they could really even get things going. It was actually pretty one-sided in the end.
Yeah, all 4 members of Team Go-Go really persevered throughout the end. And congratulations to Team Go-Go and Remar. Let's hear it from you on the stage.
And there you have it, our first full look of what Magic Chess Go-Go Esports can look like. Please, let's welcome to the stage the winner. It is Team Go-Go! Please join us up here on stage. You already hear people going wild. Of course, we're here with Team Captain Soloz. Honestly, with how you guys were playing, the fact that it was your team remaining with members, and I saw Dean, you were calling the shots. So really, what was the strategy? I can see it. Were you the captain? The secret
no.
captain?
Actually, Soloz is the captain, but maybe my experience can make my team win.
So you were really just helping give out strategies as well. Like, what was the game plan? Like, how was it evolving as the game was going on? Were you guys did you assign someone, hey, look at this board, or what was happening behind the scenes?
All of us asked Dean. So during the game, Dean was playing, and at the same time, he teaching us, do this, and I'm like, what? You play and you still manage to teach us. So to me, is wow.
So it's like your personal MVP. So if ever for MCGG, if ever you guys need a coach or a star player, maybe it's Dean Gaming. But beforehand, Fuego, how was it like playing with your team, the experience playing Magic Chess Go-Go?
Yeah, it's fun to play with them. And for those who do not know, Magic Chess Go-Go is not yet available in the Philippines. But with the help of my team and also Dean backstage, he also taught me how to do things. Yeah. So I'm also thankful to them, and I'm so happy to be part of this tournament.
And of course, Chiku guys, you ended top 1 on the board. You come back to Akshata, go top 1 in the first ever broadcasted MCGG game. How was it, bro? How's the experience playing Magic Chess Go-Go?
I think Magic Chess Go-Go so best, so hard to play. Not easy. You need to think. Critical thinking.
It's you really need to think about it. It's accessible, but if you want to reach the top, you really have to think about it.
But I win because we have coach.
Because of Coach Dean.
Yeah, Coach Dean in game.
All right, once again, a round of applause to Team Go-Go! And now let's go back to Boban Edsdafa to break down the action of the game, to analyze what happened in that very first MCGG broadcasted match.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And we had Team Go-Go with an extremely dominating run, right? We were so scared of this guy, and this guy, he came out clutch. He was teaching everybody in backstage, Dean Gaming, man. I read all his guides, I read all his builds and synergies, and now he's proven that he's just not a guide maker. He is exactly what he is.
Like, we knew he was going to be a player to pay attention to. What we didn't realize was that he was going to buff his entire team as well, right? Every single player of Team GoGo was doing incredibly well, and I think we're playing synergies and commanders that matched up perfectly, right? Chiku guys obviously being the star here, being able to get multiple 3-star units, including a very core one on that Masha, but also making sure to utilize the Ling commander ability to give as much physical damage buff to his core carry as possible.
Yeah, definitely. The thing is, it's a very new build coming out from Chiku guys, where you get that link and you don't go Astro Power. You buff your Masha to be that carry for that late game, that 10 stacks. Man, that was clutch coming out from him. But looking at Dean Gaiman as well, the man himself who actually was the brain of his team, like what the interview said, right? You saw him going for the Eruditio build, and he milked it. He brought it to the final point where he had 45 Eruditio energy.
Yeah, Dean Gaming not only teaching the rest of Team GoGo how to operate their gameplay, but also managing to play one of the more difficult synergies in the game himself at the same time, right? So Eruditio requires very delicate balance in deciding when it is time for you to shift your momentum forward. Dean Gaming, his HP was definitely on the lower side initially, but was able to keep it stable by making sure to utilize Eruditio alongside with strong mid-game compositions like that Dragon Altar. I think we also have to note, right, Chiku guys actually did end up taking first place at only level 7, so he had some of the least pieces across the board.
You don't need pieces when you have a 10-stack Masha. You don't need pieces because you have that Masha destroying everybody with that bruiser combo, that 6 bruiser combo. What does that do, right? That 6 bruiser combo is essentially a 60% chance where you get to hit twice.
Yeah, and it works very well with Northern Veil because every hit you do builds up to that ultimate true damage burst. I think Team GoGo went a very smart route as well. They made sure that every single member was going for different synergies, right? That's why we saw Fuego going for Abyss, we saw Chiku guys going for that Northern Veil Bruiser, and Dean Gaming grabbing that Eruditio. This made it a bit easier for them to get the pieces that they really needed.
And for you guys that are interested in what you guys saw today and what you want to do, right? You want to go to that redeem code below for MCGG Allstar, especially for those of you guys that already have downloaded that game, because definitely we have some goodies to give away.
Yeah, I have to remind myself to redeem that myself because I would also like to get some in-game stuff, you know? It's a fun game, it's great. We've already got to witness just what is capable. And these players, while experienced, haven't even reached the pinnacle of what you can achieve in Magic Chess GoGo as well. So if you like what you see, whether you are an old fan of Magic Chess or a new player interested in giving it a try, make sure you guys go check it out if you're in Malaysia or Singapore. And if you're any other APAC region, don't worry, it'll be coming to you very, very soon. So make sure to pre-register in time.
Yeah, pre-register, get your stuff all in order because it's going to be very good, right? But definitely we do have that QR code for you guys to scan appearing on the screen, and it will be right here, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah,
Ooh,
Magic Chess
wait,
GoGo,
there,
right?
right there.
It's
Right
there.
there.
It's there.
Quick,
Yeah.
grab it.
Yeah, because
Can grab it.
like, this is the debut. This is just a debut. This is soft launch. Malaysia, Singapore is just launch. Definitely, we're gonna have more coming up. And before we have more, we're gonna have a video once again. But definitely, it's been great being here. This has been Moman.
And Staffa, see you guys.
Once again, thank you to Stafa and Moman for breaking down the action. Renmar's still here with Soloz, the captain of Team GoGo. And of course, we are not going to send you off sad. We are going to send off one lucky winner here in Axiata Arena with an ROG phone. So, Soloz, look at the crowd that we have here. Look around, look at the faces. Stand up, make some noise. Soloz, go ahead and pick that lucky winner. All right, just choose anyone, man. Anyone. Oh, there.
Okay, the ladies.
The lucky lady with the glasses?
Yes, sir.
All right, there she is. Someone will be handing it to you behind you, surprise. There you go. Congratulations to our lucky winner. Soloz, thank you very much. You can now head back with the rest of Team GoGo so you can go ahead and celebrate. And when that concludes our very first live look at what Magic Chess GoGo could be. Don't forget, Magic Chess GoGo soft launch in Malaysia and Singapore now, so download and experience it today. For other APAC regions, don't forget to pre-register for the pre-registration reward. So there's a lot of fun things that you can claim in-game once you join the pre-reg. Once you get there, trust me, it's going to be the start of an amazing new journey. The new era of Magic Chess Battle is about to begin. Maybe one day you'll join us in a stage like this as a pro player in MCGG tournaments. Thank you for watching and staying with us. We have made so many memories with Bang Bang. Let's go and make some more new memories with Magic Chess GoGo. My name is Reptar. Good night, everyone. See you next time.
Lost in the shadows, feeling so small. But I've got a fire, won't let myself fall. Every hit taken, every scar earned, lessons in pain from which I've learned. When the world says I'm done, I'm just starting my run. Through the darkest of nights, I will find. You won't get me down, you won't get me down. I get back on track with a peaceful attack. I always come back around. I'll never back down, no, I'll never back down. I'm forced to be whole and it waits to unfold. I always come back around. When worlds converge and dreams ignite, there are millions to witness the champion arise. With every challenge, we push with all our might. For we have only one goal, the ultimate prize. When hope seems so far, I'll reach for the stars. In the heart of the storm, I am reborn. lost in the shadows, feeling so small. But I've got a fire, won't let myself fall. Every hit taken, every scar earned, lessons in pain from which I've learned. When the world says I'm done, I'm just on in my run through the darkest of nights.